There's a sixth sense beyond that which is known to man. The sense is sought after as the Holy Grail, and as precious as immortality. It's the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and entertainment, and it lies at the pit of a man's fears and the summit of his genius. This sense, of course, is a sense of humor, and this is Sense of Humor TV.
What's up, everybody? We're back. We're back after a long hiatus. It's been about, 3-4 months, maybe even longer. I haven't been counting. You guys probably haven't either. But we're back. Sense of Humor TV. I'm fucking pumped. It's your host, Auguste DeRose-Jones. Noah's not with us right now. He's in Kansas City. We'll get to him soon. But today we have a fucking dope guest. My guy. We've been wanting to have him on forever. Killing it in the LA comedy scene. We met years ago and we've been friends ever since. Love to work with this guy. Love his personality, his energy, his creativeness, his brain.
All facts.
And his generosity. Everyone, my good friend, Kiljoi.
Yo, what's going on, y'all, man? It's good to be here. It's a blessing, man. It's baby Jesus over here. So it's always good to be working with my mans,
Dude, this has been a long time coming. I'm fucking pumped to have you on. This is we wanted to have someone special back for when we returned. A little more. You'll see, guys. We're gonna even kick it in harder gear here and put out some more content on some different platforms. But speaking of putting out content, we got the king of content over here, Kill.
Listen.
This guy can build a page in a day.
It happens. Sometimes when you find what you're good at, you gotta put an exclamation mark on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When did you? Speaking of did you always be good at that side of it, or do you
No.
like doing it, or what's the kind of magic?
Originally, so my first, I'm pretty sure my first page got deactivated.
Yeah.
And that page, I figured out how to gain followers as far as consistent content goes when I hit 33K. But I had that amount for maybe 2 years though.
Okay.
So I was stuck at 33K for 2 years before I actually figured it out. And then once I was able to do that, I was able to make the content that would, bring in the followers. And then my page got hacked, deactivated.
Dude, crazy.
Spent a whole year off.
That was right when
hurt.
I first met you.
Yeah, man. I was hurt. And you're thinking, because you're like, damn. In your mind, you're like, it took 6 years to build that first page.
Yeah.
But you forget that you learned exactly what to do. Even though you're building a new one, you learned exactly kind of what to do. Mm-hmm. So you know what to do. You're just kind of depressed about the fact you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's hard work, man.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, people don't realize it's work.
It's work, and it's getting over yourself. Your own mind is your worst enemy during that time. So really, my own depression from losing that, and once I lost it because they were paying me for my content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I lost my money. I couldn't promote any of my comedy shows.
Brother.
You're going out into
You're
public.
better than me, man.
And you're it's like your whole identity is swipe clean. You know what I'm saying?
100%. It's really getting your identity
Yeah.
stolen. For comics, take my financial identity. I don't give a fuck. Give me my.
But and then the worst thing is you get to see how people treat you now.
Dude.
Without this following, quote unquote, I got to see the way, it opened my eyes up to the way people actually view you.
For sure.
If you have numbers versus if you don't. In-person type shit. You know what I'm saying? People that I was just hanging out and kicking it with. It's damn, man, y'all really like this out here.
Bro, this is so... I'm glad that... you never know how a podcast is going to go, but I'm glad the conversation started this way because you're just bringing me back to when we first met. I remember I was trying, I didn't know any of that because your shit was, deactivated. And then I was trying to get a hold of you, but I couldn't because your shit was, deactivated. I didn't have your number at that point. And then I saw you. I don't know if you remember this. You probably do. But I saw you at the Comedy Store. And you were it was right when it happened. And you were bummed, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that sucks. Blah, 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 blah. And then I think it was either that night or when I saw you the next time at the Ice House. And I was like, bro, you want to do my show? Let's get the shit back popping. And I remember it changed your, because obviously you need a win when I'm the same way. You'll go out at night and you're like, fuck, this sucks. I'm not getting booked. Something's happening. And then someone asks you to do something sick. And I just remember you being and then we kind of hit it off ever since. But I remember I didn't even know about the whole, you just told me you got deleted, but I didn't know how many you had. I didn't know you were popping like that. Yeah.
It was devastating. I remember what it took to get to that comedy show. I remember my car guy told
Oh my God.
on the way to the show.
That's a whole, we got it. Yeah, that's a whole other.
Man, we'll get to that.
That's a whole, talk about a double, you needed it in both ways.
I needed it in both ways, man. But yeah, it was devastating. And around that time, like I said, even meeting you for the first time is dope because you got to meet me at a place where I was kind of already in that space.
For sure.
Even though I knew I could feel your energy, and you were already a real person.
Yeah.
Even the way we met and what's transpired after that. But
For sure.
Being in that space and being outside after that happened and being able to see how people acted. It's hard to find the real people at that point. You know
Brother,
what I'm saying? So
100%.
you feel like you didn't got stabbed in the back so many times. You're like, damn, is anybody in this city real? Or
Well,
are you gonna?
you really start feeling that way, and it's like that's
It
why I'm
sucks.
glad we've got to hang out a little bit outside of comedy
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
because like I've been with even just like our co-host Noah, he moved, and then like Bartnick, he moved, and like all my friends are moving, and like my other two friends who didn't do comedy that were from home, they both moved, and it's like you start being like. It's why shout out Alec, producer.
Right.
When you have real ones, it's like tough, dude, to find around now.
It's tough to find them, and I feel like even like a relationship with a woman, pause. But everybody has that certain group of people that can build that, that brotherhood with. It just doesn't mesh with everybody out here, and you clash into so many different personalities and so many different, mentalities that. And differences that it's hard to find the people that match what you're looking for.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like me and you are kind of like the middle child right now, like
100%.
comedy, where like we're friends with all the old heads,
right?
But then like we got these young 22-year-old TikTokers.
Well, we're still younger too at the same time, so
we're the middle child. We're like
we're definitely the middle child. Yeah. So it's fun to like be here. Like, it's kind of like a big bro type situation.
For sure.
Being able to be and share the stages with comedians I've been able to work with is crazy because you grew up watching them on TV and all this, and all of a sudden y'all having a conversation in the green room. Yep. So that's fire. And then being respected enough to have the light of the younger generation that respects you in the comedy world.
For sure.
That you can still work with and be able to share a stage with, and they show so much gratitude when you get off stage.
Yeah,
like I do a lot of comedy at the Crow. And the Crow has number one, the Crow has one of the best crowds and one of the best managers.
Yeah, it's a fun spot.
Very fun spot. And they have a lot of shows where these comedians are extremely young, man. It was crazy. I started comedy when I was young. Yeah. But when you look at them, you're like, damn, they look like babies, bro.
Right. At least we have tats and shit.
But yeah. So when you look at them, but if I look at my pictures from when I was then I'm like, damn, I do look like them. So it ain't fair. Yeah. But working with these kids, man, it's different because the respect the younger generation has, like, and I'm telling you, from the low 20s, 21, whatever you want to call it, they have so much respect when they work with someone who's been doing it for a minute and someone they can see that, that knows what they're doing.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to bridge that gap because you say we're the middle child.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to bridge that gap between the young generation and the old generation because not everybody, and it's well known, not everyone in the old generation kind of wants to do the passing of the torch, and it sucks because it becomes like a gatekeeping situation where they only work with this and that and this instead of doing things that can actually give everyone a platform to work together.
100%. I think that's you hit the nail on the head with like I think that's the older generation's problem, and like sometimes the younger generation's problem is being like, oh, if you don't have like a huge following, there's nothing you could do for me. You know what I mean? Right. And I've had that happen where like someone will see me, follow me, and like, hey guys, we're working on it, but see my following, whatever, and then be like, oh, whatever, and then I'll see them again, and the energy change when they hear about my show.
100%.
And they'll be like, oh, I want to do your show, blah blah. Yeah. I'm like, well, you were a fucking dickhead last time.
Of course.
Like, yeah. So
listen, I remember when I had my penthouse. All right, a year and a half, man. It was an amazing business. But when I would rent it out to people, I never would when they would take over, and obviously the person who rented from me knew who I was
for sure.
But sometimes I would be at these events that they would throw at my place. And I would never tell anybody that I owned it. And the way they treated you, when they didn't know you owned the place, was completely different when someone finally was like, hey, yo, by the way, this is the guy. Energy changed immediately, bro. I'm like, soon as they figure out that you're the guy with the, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Energy changed so quickly.
You're like, this is my place.
You look at him like...
That's
you
crazy.
Was just all right. That's yeah. Nice to meet you.
That's a good one. Nice I forgot it. Yeah, I forgot about when you had. That's when we first met too. When you had the
yeah. So I mean, even with that, I opened that place up to a lot of bad energy, and unfortunately, that's why we ended up having to shut it down.
Yeah.
But you just go. You
live and you learn.
You live and you learn. Yeah. When it comes to running a business, it's not easy. Especially in California.
And it's you're like that's another thing we can talk about too. Is like when you first moved out here, like I'm sure that's how I was. Where it was like you kind of just inherently want people to like you and like whatever like that and like
you hit the nail on the hammer with that one,
right? Yeah, it's like you want people to like you and then shit happens and you're like, oh, not everyone's like that way, and then you kind of reevaluate. Like, all right, these are the kind of people I want to hang out with and work with. Like that was one thing with you. Is like when I was gone for those 6 weeks doing shows and shit, I was like, all right, when I come back, like. These are the people I'm gonna fuck with, and these are the people I'm not gonna fuck with anymore. Like,
one thing you learn quick about LA is you can't. When I first got here, I tried to be this fake nice guy. When I say fake nice, I mean like my manners and me being a genuinely kind-hearted individual. I tried to display that to like everybody overly.
Yep.
Instead of being who I really was. And not saying that the real me isn't a nice person, but the real me doesn't take a lot of different things from people. But you're in a new city. You're in first of all, I'm not from LA.
Yeah, me neither.
So when you come here, your expectations are a lot different than when you've been here for a little bit.
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? So you come here with your eyes open, thinking that Hollywood's gonna be so nice to you
Yep.
and everybody's gonna be so peachy. And you learn real quick how everyone moves here. So then you're like, oh, well, fuck. Well, fuck all that shit then. I need to fucking be myself.
For sure.
Like, damn.
Bro, this is why
Yeah.
this is truly why I wanted to do this podcast, and I love this podcast, is because you're saying exactly how I feel, and and it's hard to like that's the exact energy I came in with, and it's not fake. It's just being like I can be cool with everyone, but then what I started saying as I was like, if I have to always say hi to you, then you don't want to talk to me. So like it's not like I don't, because you'll go places and you'll be like, bro, this motherfucker never will come up and say hi to me, and I know you see me, and again, I don't have to be the first one, but if I'm always the one, you feel what I'm saying? Like if I'm always the one.
I don't see the dudes in my stories, not in the like post. I'm just like, why are you even here?
Yeah.
But in LA, you're gonna run into so many different energies of people that you try to help, or they might even help you at some point.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, though, things just, I don't know, it might overnight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a week, but energy just changes just so quickly between people. It's hard to keep it's hard to keep people together.
There's ones, bro. There's ones where I don't even understand it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like there's this one. I won't say her name, but there's this one comic that's a girl, and like I won't give too much information so people know. But like I didn't do anything to her. All I did was give her opportunities, and then like maybe she wanted to be the new host of my show. Who knows what it was? But it was like I just cut it out. I was just like I don't need to ask. I don't know what, but I just tell you you're just not. You don't want to whatever. Like it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, but people they'll make up shit in their head that happened that didn't even happen, or like maybe sometimes people could say stuff that didn't. And it's like, talk to me if you know me. Like bring it up. Like it's crazy. Like I had someone the other day tell me that they co-produce a show with somebody, right?
Right.
And this person doesn't want to. The person wanted to put me on the show, and they told him like, hey, we should get August on the show. And the other person was like, oh, I can't because he's friends with this person.
Right.
And he was like, what the fuck does that have to do with him? Like, you can't. It's not even about him. It has nothing to do with me. Apparently, the person I'm friends with. It's like, bro.
It's damn near like a fucking high school. And I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Like
when it comes to the comedy scene, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's based off of popularity, and that popularity is based off of your followers, and the followers are based off your likability.
Yeah.
Your likability gets you hated.
Yep.
So it's this whole whirlwind of confusion on what people are even looking for when they want to work with somebody.
Yeah.
To the point where people will, like you said, come up with reasons to hate you just to feel like that hate will elevate them somewhere.
Yep.
It's like, bro, you not liking me isn't going to help your career.
100%.
Especially when it's for no fucking reason.
I remember we had Dean on the show, Dean Gonzalez, and he straight up said to me, he was like, man, I'm gonna be honest, like when I first met you, I didn't like you, and I was like, why? And he's like, I thought you were being fake. He's like, then I got to know you, and was like, oh, I'm fucked up because he's actually a cool dude, and like, I was like, well, thanks for telling me, but also like, but that was how we started the podcast.
And that's a weird energy to start off with.
100%.
Thank God he told you, cleared the air,
yeah,
but that's just
the air had been cleared like at that point,
right, of course.
But it was like he even brought up how he's like, you asked me to do your show at the Ice House because I told you it was my birthday and I had nothing to do. And he was like, you want to do a guest spot on my show tomorrow? It's birthday. And he's like, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit. Like, this guy's
shout out Dean Gonzalez. I like Dean.
Yeah, I love Dean, too. He's out of his mind. But
yeah, he is out of his fucking crazy.
He's out of his goddamn. He went on a rant, dude, when he's on this podcast about aliens for like,
of course he
fucking
did.
30
That sounds like Dean.
Dude, I love him to death, but he's out of his
Trump
mind.
supporter. He's a rant city.
Shout out our fucking crazy Puerto Rican brother.
Yeah.
But if you want to go check out that, he went on a fucking rant about aliens.
Jesus
but
Christ.
Alex looking at me from other things like, what is going on?
But yeah, man.
But no, I mean, you live and you learn, and like I'm at the point now. I think I'm finally getting in my like show, like we were talking about before the podcast of like who I want to be around and work with, and like who's got like because that's the other thing too is like there's a lot of funny people at Reset, but like me and you are always working. Like we're doing something. Like this is our one day off, and we're shooting the podcast, doing skit. Like you know what I mean? It's like we always are working on something.
Exactly, and a lot of people don't even like that. A lot of people hate another person's work ethic, so another reason they'll hate you. But I mean,
I admire it. See, and that's how you make friends. Is like I admire. I was talking to this when we were talking about Herm too. I was like saying that about him. He's like, I'm like, bro, like I'd love to see that kind of stuff because it gives me motivation. Like
that's all it does for me. I remember even going back to when I lost the following, even being motivated to rebuild the page. I was just watching other people grow that didn't have shit when I had 100K.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? when I reached those levels, when I watched those accounts that were at 3,000
And those people
7,000,
fucking fuck with you, like seeing what you
yeah,
do.
of course, and be able to see that and see people keep going, it was like, damn, who am I to just give up now, bro?
Yeah.
That-
But no, you feel like giving up, bro. I would have been feeling the same
man.
way, bro. I
Most
like I said,
people would've.
I would have, bro. I'm not even like I'm saying I'm a hustler, man. But this guy, like, I admire the shit out of it because it would have broke me, bro. And I don't even have a following. It's
And
like-
is everybody else is watching everybody hustle and just being like, I need to get back myself. Well, I need to get myself. I'm just smoking weed.
yeah.
I need to get myself back in the game. So I mean, watching people work and just being online and watching people go, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I woke up one day and was just like, you know what, bro? I need to do something about this. This isn't the way my story ends, and I know there's a way. Yeah, I know if I use the same formula that I had on the first page and I apply it, a little more consistency. It's gonna take a lot more because now I'm starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
Eventually, it'll get. Now, I didn't know it was gonna grow that fast.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did not know that it was gonna pop the way that it did, but the idea was to get myself to a number that gave my headspace a little more.
I mean, you're there, bro. It's fucking,
Right.
It's dope. I mean, I again, like, on an admiration, like level, is like, and we'll go back to what we were kind of prefacing earlier. Is like, I mean, in life, in this business, especially, like, shit is like, it's hard to stay positive. Like, I don't know if you saw, I made this stupid little video of just because I'm just trying to record
difficult.
myself more. Like, when I woke up this morning, I just paid my last car payment today, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I own this fucking car now. I was like, that's dope. Like, I've been paying on this car for 10 years, and now it's mine.
It's a win. It's something that
And
makes
I
you
was
feel.
bitching about not getting into some festival and this shit, and I'm like, bro, like, I gotta, like, not let some of that shit get to me because it's hard to stay resilient when we're dealing with this shit all the time.
It's difficult because you know what's funny, and these are things that I feel like every comedian should try to do because we, as comedians, we're already fucked up people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the comedy comes from the darkest spaces.
Those are
in our
that's why
lives.
all my homies have something wrong with
Right,
them.
which is why you run into so much evil.
But
in
that's
the
the
comedy
that's the
scene.
comedy I like though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But sometimes
The comedy you like, but not the person or the individual.
100%,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's fine to use that darkness to make people laugh or be light about it, but it's not when you're using it to hurt other people.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So we since we come from a dark place, you know, the comedy for that's our outlet.
for sure.
You feel me? That's what we use to be able to bridge the gap between what people actually go through and are afraid to say versus what we actually go through and willing to get up on stage and actually laugh about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally, my Instagram bio is, I used to think my life was a tragedy. Now I realize it's fucking comedy.
Yeah.
And look, you see it back there is the little Joker fucking painting. It used to be up there.
Love
it
the
fell.
Joker.
But yeah, it's him doing stand up. If you guys remember the old painting, but like, even like talking about resilience, like we were talking about earlier, when Kill did my show, I mean, he's driving to my show and you could tell the story.
Man.
But I mean,
That was tough. So yeah, man.
I'll tell
Jesus,
you.
no. It's tough to think about, man.
I
'cause
know,
it's
bro.
a racist situation. We got pulled over by these Asian cops. Nick, I don't know what it is, man, but Asian cops are like 10 times worse than white cops. They be trying to prove something. Man, it was so much worse, dog. Because I got pulled over by way more cool cops than bad ones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've had my fair share
Yeah.
being from where I'm from.
I mean,
bro.
everyone knows I went to jail for fighting a cop, so.
So there it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so getting hawked by these guys, man, they ended up basically, you know, profiling us, pulled us over. At the time, I was with my boy, Deshaun, Super Hot Fire.
Yep.
So I'm with him and 2 more homies. And they pull us out the car. We against the wall. They run our pockets. They going through the car. And they're not letting me turn around to see what they're doing. So that kind of scares you because, damn, you could be planting something in there
For
right
sure.
now. You know what I'm saying? So just treated with pure disrespect. Couldn't find anything. Figured out a way to tow the car basically because my plates were expired. It was a car that I bought from a private owner on Craigslist. So I've been driving it for just a little over 6 months, and I didn't get the plates registered into my name.
Yeah, but 90% of the time they're going to let you just.
Right.
Yeah.
Most times they'll give you a warning and they'll tell you, make sure you get it registered, yada yada, which I had time to do, and which, obviously that was going on.
For sure.
But yeah, towed my car and then told me I couldn't get it back unless I got the registration, took it to the police station. They had to approve it and then go get the car. So, and this is on like a Friday.
Yeah.
And then we're comedians, we're broke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The tow is $400 off the bat. Number one. Every day after that is fucking $50. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sitting at the ice house calling him, being like, what
yeah.
the fuck
So
is this?
I mean, my mom like, damn, bro. And I'm on the way to the show
know,
when this
bro.
happens. So I get back. I wasn't even far from the apartment.
Yeah, you
know
didn't
what I'm saying?
make it far. You said,
Yeah, because at the time, me and Super High Five were actually roommates. So like we weren't far from the house, and so we walked back to the house to feed it. You know what I'm saying?
like fuck this.
I walked in there and I'm like, you know what, bro? Fuck it, man. I'm not about to let this situation ruin my opportunity to do what I love. Which
Yeah.
is stand up and do it with the people that I love. Which
For sure.
obviously it's the first time I had an opportunity to work with you.
Yeah.
Especially doing it at the Ice House, which is also a dope
Yeah.
venue to perform at.
And I was like, damn. And then I remember you called me.
Yeah.
And you tell me what's going on. I'm like, no fucking way. And then I just remember saying, well, dude, if you make it here, I'll like still get you paid in tape. And
Yeah.
like, if you can make it here before in time, and you made it right on time, bro.
I needed that, man. And that's what goes to show how energy works.
You kill too, because people remember. Like, I know you kill because I have people who come a lot. You know what I mean? Now at this point, like I've been building it so long.
Mm-hmm.
And my one friend Jordan, shout out Jordan. He was like, he loved your Power Rangers. Like, he'll always remember you for that. Like that's how good you did. Like, he's been
Power
to all
Rangers,
these shows.
man.
There are a few people who'll be like,
Yeah.
he'll remember, and he always remembers that one.
That's always good. I always want to write jokes that can be quotable. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think that's every comedian's goal is to have them jokes that people can talk about.
Like,
at
who was
the-
that guy that did that joke?
Yeah,
tonight? Like,
at the barbershop. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
People do your jokes on. That's when you really know something's fire. When I see like comedians doing some of my friends' jokes, like reenacting them.
Yeah.
Like that's when I'm like, damn, man, that's a good ass.
But I remember
joke,
you
bro.
said at the end too, you were like, you didn't bring it up the entire time, which I fucked with heavy, you know. And then at the end, you were like, by the way, man, like I got my tow card on the way here, blah, blah, blah,
Fuck.
and blah, blah, blah. And you damn near got a standing ovation, like you got a hella like people
Yeah.
were like gave you a big ass applause when you walked out.
That's therapy for us,
Yeah.
man. And it's like, damn, if I got the car towed and I don't do the show,
Yeah.
that's 2 L's.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a compound effect in the negative way. So, man, and once again, the audience never knows what comedians go through to get on
Yeah.
that stage and tell them jokes. Comedians be fucked up before they get on stage,
Yeah.
bro. Rent late, car just got wrecked, bro.
This
Girl
is
would
some
have
inside
broke
baseball
up with
right
you.
here. Yeah.
Cheated on.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Negative bank account. Ain't ate all day, bro.
100%, bro.
Bread in the cabinet with some
Yep.
mustard. That's it. Bro, and you got to get on stage and smile and act like life is peachy. And then you got to do the same thing on social media.
That's crazy, bro. This is
You know what I'm saying?
This is the name of the show, Sense of Humor TV, because it's like this is the kind of shit that like this right here is therapy for me, because like straight up, because you think you're alone with these kind of thoughts and shit like that. And then,
Dude.
I mean, like I said, I was going through my car shit, like, and then I don't know if I told you, like when I finally went to go pick it up and the tow truck hit it,
Yeah.
scraped the whole side of it again, and I'm like, bro, this can't be real. And I started using that on stage, but it makes you. I think the reason you feel good is like you realize like life's bigger than this bullshit. Like
It is. And it's testing you, man.
Yeah.
And everything. You know what? I watch a lot of motivational speeches. I love motivational content.
I know you be posting me and you are Vegeta guys, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I got the Goku around. I got someone gifted this on the pod.
Oh, my God.
Little
And
Goku.
Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, right. So, but Vegeta's our guy, because I mean that guy. You were talking about a motivational speech. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of motivational speeches, man.
I know when you post one on your story, I get fired up. Like the whole Apollo Creed, there is no tomorrow. I'm like, inject that in my veins.
That one, there was one that I just had in my head. I just forgot it. I apologize.
It'll go come back.
It'll come back.
But
It'll come back.
but no, I mean it is you start like, but like you hit the note, like you'll be all fucked up right before you get on there, and the
Right.
adrenaline it gives you after, like that's
Yeah.
why we do comedies, because like since maybe sports, who knows when, I don't remember feeling like that adrenaline. I remember the first time I ever did an open mic, I felt like I ran out the fucking door.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did good, and I ran out the door, and one of the older comedians came out. I was like, "Oh, this is your first time doing it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You should keep doing it." And here I am 10 years almost later, and it's like it's wild.
It's funny to watch. It's not funny, but it's sad to watch the people that didn't hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of comedians that I started with that stopped doing stand up, and you were funny, very hilarious comedians, and they branched off and went into other things. But it's interesting to watch where you started at and the energy you had when you started versus where you end up 10 years from now. And that's why it's so important to hold on to that energy and the ambition you had when you first started doing open mics.
Yeah.
The same energy you had to go and do the open mics, the same energy you got to have when you promote your comedy shows.
Yep.
That's why I listen to a lot of Lil Russell
Yep.
out the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And he does, number one, shout out to Lil Russell.
I love him, bro.
Yeah, amazing music, amazing artist.
Grinding.
But his motivational videos, number one.
Yeah.
He talks about how you need to have the same ambition you had when you first started doing shit, when you're doing it 10, 15, 20 years later, no matter where you are,
Yep.
bro. And he talks about if you're not going to be excited about your art, then why would they be excited about your
For
art?
sure.
And that's when you were telling me earlier about going and talking to people, posting flyers on hotels,
Yep.
actually touching people. It's still so important to have to not let go of that aspect and to still do that, because when you think that your following is going to be the people that come out, that's not how it works.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't.
You got to go out and be excited and talk to actual people, and so they can actually feel you. Because on the internet, you're just a character. Now, people fall in love with that character enough, you will be able to build this fan base, and that's how it works for getting out of town shows. But in order to even see that, you still got to work within your own city. You still got to touch your own people and get them to come out and experience you in order for you to even have that energy to go out and do shit in other
For
states.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. I again love hearing this because it's like literally like the day I put up flyers, I had only that one day to do it, and I had to because my car, that's another thing. I went to go pick up the flyers, talk about what we go through. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I go to pick up the flyers. I'm going to put up at the Pasadena festival. I find out literally right before that it's not open that month, right? So I go and I'm like, I'll get the flyers anyway, blah, blah, blah. I come out, my car won't start, bro. I have to call AAA, pay $330 for a new fucking battery.
Yeah.
And like this is all, so then I get put back a few days. I have one day to go put the flyers up, but I have to work that night at the Improv. Uh-huh. So I literally drive to Pasadena, put up flyers for an hour everywhere I can, drive from Pasadena all the way to fucking Hollywood, barely make it to work on time, then work all night. And it's like, people don't realize like the behind the work, like, and the Ice House is awesome, but it's in Pasadena. It's harder to get people out there, a little bit. Yeah. And people have asked me like, how do you always like do so well on tickets? Even the club has asked me like, how do you always do so well? Because like, they promote, they have other shows that, whatever. And I'm like, bro, I said I don't know, but now that I'm talking to you, I'm like, it's because I'm fucking doing all that little shit.
The little thing is what happens the most. And when you talk to somebody and you can feel the energy between you two, dude, that makes the ticket sale. It really is this. It's not even about the ticket sale. It's about the relationship between you and your audience.
Yeah.
The money part of it happens kind of naturally.
For sure.
For example, if you're hungry for a burger, you're not worried about the money transaction part.
Yeah.
All it is you're hungry.
You want a good burger.
And you want a good burger.
For sure.
The transaction doesn't really matter that much.
Yep.
When people appreciate you, whether it's online or in person, more so when we don't have a following in person.
Yeah.
The transaction doesn't matter no more.
For sure.
They like your energy. They like what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
They respect that. And now they're coming to support you.
And that's how you get like more returning customers too.
That's exactly how you get them.
I got a lot of people that will message me like, I'm coming to your show, and I'm like, I don't really even know who they are because their profile picture will be like something like their dog or their kid or something like that. So I'm not even sure it is, but they're like, I come to all your Pasadena shows. We always have a great time, and they just know that I'm gonna have comedians. It's gonna be a fun time. Like I don't charge like $20 a ticket. I do a little, I don't even charge more for my VIP booth. You know what I mean? And like I pay all the comedians. Fucking get everyone tape. It's like it's definitely like you build it, they'll come. You know what I mean? But it's like I didn't get in to be a producer, so it's nice to see that it's like doing well because I we do all these shows when you're starting out, and it's like they don't give you tape. Yeah, you have to bring 10 people. You like you'll show up and they'll be like, you can't perform if they didn't come. Blah 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 blah.
It sucks. Yes.
Yeah, and it's just it's the worst. It's like, bro, I'm working. Like this is work. Like so it's nice to be rewarded for that stuff, but then it's also like when you were talking, I was kind of reflecting through like there is a method to the madness.
Definitely a method. Definitely a formula. And like you've said, you got to get to a place where you kind of create your own opportunities, because if you wait on the comedy club to book you, if you're waiting on this group of people to book you, whatever the case is, man, you're going to be waiting for a long time.
100%.
It may never come. So you have to make your own opportunities and then attract that opportunity to work with these people you want to work with. And that way, if it never does come, at least you have your own platform to fall on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And then go out and support other people's shit that you think is doing dope shit. Like people don't realize how much it means to like show up for other people. Like when sometimes a show that I fuck with, I show up on it or not if I can, if I'm available. Like I'll pull up and people are always like, yo, they're like, you don't even message me telling me you're coming. I'm like, bro, I don't want to like put any like, I just want to like support.
And honestly, that's something I want to get back to, because even I fall fault of that, and not being able to come out and support people that I should come out and support. You know what I'm saying? Even your birthday, I didn't even get to come out and support, bro. And I felt bad. I remember the next day when I was looking at your post about how it went, I just felt terrible about that shit. And I want to get to a space where I'm coming out to support comedians, because I want to get to a space like this. Like if someone, and these are things I want to talk about literally through a lot of my content in my short film. I want to tackle a lot of what goes on behind the closed doors of comedians and actors and musicians and all that stuff. But I want to get to a space where I can appreciate what a comedian is trying to do when they're selling tickets for people to come and see them, no matter if I'm a comic or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fuck asking for a free ticket. Fuck me trying to come in there for free because I know the club, and I
Yeah.
always get into, you know.
I always tell it to him, like, you can comic your way in, like, if you're a comic,
Right.
and if you can't, like, let me know. But it's like,
But at the same time, me personally, I want to be someone that pays for the ticket. Why would you not? I want to be the comedians. And this is a smart thing for comedian groups to do. If you have a comedian group, this is just a bit of advice that I would give anybody in the comedy game. If you got a solid 3 to 5 people, if any of you have a comedy show, the other 4 should be the first people to buy tickets to your comedy show.
For sure.
And then the money will rotate in that same group.
100%.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
But it looks good on you, no matter if you're doing a bringer show, you need stage time because you want to be a consistent comic posting online every day. So you need as much stage time as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
So you might have to do these little bringer shows.
Yeah,
the case is. If you got 5 friends, 5 comedians or not, that got $10, $20 that you would spend at McDonald's anyway.
100%.
You feel me? Taco Bell.
Bro, I love you're saying
You
this.
dig?
Because that's another reason I make my shit took $20. It's like, I'm not asking you to drop 50.
It's not a lot of money, man.
No.
Go out and support
It's one
your
drink.
homie.
It's one drink.
Yeah. And when it's your turn and they ask you, you go out to their show.
100%, bro.
So, and those are things that I want to work on this year. I want to be like, yo, homie, Augie, you got a show? I don't need to be on the show.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sell tickets. Perfect. Let me not only come to the show, let me tell a couple people about it.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure,
But if
bro.
they can't come, at least I'm gonna show up.
Yeah.
And even with that, even if say, because I know we're always booked too.
Yeah.
We're booked on the same night. I can still promote that comedy show, which is why I have the content that I'm using, like the newsroom and shit.
No, that's dope.
You can support your homies. You can create these characters that don't just focus on your shows, but it focuses on promoting your homie show.
Yep.
And then your homie show promotes your show.
And like, I always tell comics too, I'm like, bro, if you come, you're never gonna regret it. Like, it's gonna, like, you saw it's packed out. You're gonna end up networking with fucking all these different comics, all these different people. Like, so you have people from fucking a Comedy Store there, Improv, fucking Laugh Factory, you know, all over. Willie, you know, doing his shit. Like, it's probably one of the best places to network. You know what I mean? It's
always good to be around people, and once again, even with that, because I isolate a lot, and the reason why is because I just don't like being around so many different energies.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you know you're going to be around.
You got to protect your peace a little.
You got to protect it, bro, because you're going to be around fake people.
100%.
People will come up with whatever the fuck.
That's why I didn't even promote it technically as my birthday show, because I was just telling like my homies, because I'm like, I don't want like everyone showing up thinking like one way or another. I just wanted like to hang. Like, I was gone for my actual birthday, and I want to be around like the people around I want to be around.
Now, if I'm producing a comedy show, you know, people, whoever want to show up, you can show up.
For sure.
But like myself, like I can always control where I go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when I go out, sorry.
No, it happens, yeah.
But when I go out, you know, I want to make sure that I'm around people that don't make you forget who you are. And a lot of times when you're in the comedy scene, you hang out with certain people and they'll make you, because they don't treat you like who you are, and they don't treat you like who, with the talent or respect that you know you have.
Yeah.
You start to forget that. You know what I'm saying? You start to think like, damn, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe I'm not that yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying?
You hit it on the head, because that's the other part too, what we were talking about earlier, about when you first come out here, you start thinking like this, that, and the other. And my thing was kind of, I went towards like, all right, I'm gonna be me, and whoever fucks with me, and who doesn't fuck with me.
Period. That's the only way you can do it, bro.
Yeah, and me is good enough. Like, you know what I mean?
It has to be good enough.
Yeah.
Because as long as it's good enough for you, that's all that matters, bro. I'm telling you, man, for real, to every comedian out there, no matter who you are.
Because you're a good, fun person to be around. Like, it'd be different if like you're not, like you said, you were trying to, we were trying to put that out of the words earlier, but that's the whole thing. It's like, it's not like you weren't being yourself, but it's like, you know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I don't have to be like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? You don't have to do that.
You ain't got to be buddy with everybody, because everybody's not going to be buddy with you. But one thing for sure, you got to make sure you buddy with yourself. Yeah. As long as you buddy with yourself, because once again, like I was saying, people will strip you of your energy and make you forget who you are, and make you feel like people can make you feel like you're exactly what you hate. Man. Right. You know what I'm saying, bro?
100%.
Like, you can be like, how are you warping this to make me into something that I despise off the bat already? You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro.
So when you're around that, and people start to distort what your image is and start to try to paint you as something you're not, you can't just be out networking with everybody. Because when you've been in the game for 10 years, you already know what it's like in LA.
Yep.
When you first get here, it's different. When you're new, you're accepted immediately because you're not a threat yet.
There you go.
When people start to really see what you're capable of doing, The energy shifts.
100%. That's another
so now
part
you
of it.
can't be around everybody because everybody.
Yeah.
People will come up with shit to talk about when it comes to you like this.
Like
you
that.
ain't gotta be around them.
No.
You could be hidden under a rock, and
Yep.
they will be like, oh, you know what? I think that guy over there's an abuser. Yep. Dude, they'll come up with stuff just because they don't like you.
Yeah.
You might have a position that they wanted.
Yep.
You might be dating somebody they want
Yeah.
to date. There's so many different things in the comedy scene that I can't allow myself to go out
Yeah.
and just network the way that I want to
Yeah.
network because there's always people there.
Well, I always get why don't you put me on your show? And it's like, bro, it's an and friend show. Be my friend.
Right,
Like,
bro.
like, how hard is that? Like, yeah.
You know what's even crazy about that? When you have a successful show, everybody wants to be your friend.
Yeah.
I ran a successful show at the Comedy Chateau for a year and a half straight. We sold that motherfucker out every month, bro. And it's something I produced, hosted, got the comics, promoted myself by myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? In the way, that was actually how I got on to a lot of platforms I got onto when I first came to LA, was by producing my own show. And because it was of its success, I was able to then network with other people that I wanted to work with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to All Def Digital. You know? So, but at the same time, when you have that platform and you have the followers and you have all that, everybody's your friend.
Yep.
Everybody was at this show at the Comedy Chateau. Everybody was asking for stage time. I was in the back. I've seen every face in the world.
Yep.
When I ran this shit at the Penthouse, everybody's been in my Penthouse. Everybody's at Taco Tuesday eating tacos. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do comedy shows, all that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, when it comes to that, when you've been in the game long enough and you understand that when networking isn't just about just running into people and meeting people, that you gotta damn near play chess when it goes to where you go and how you network.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be so careful of who you network with, because a lot of one quote that I hear a lot of people are just observing you.
Yeah.
You can network with someone and now you got this person just watching how you do things, not supporting you, just watching you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to see how you move so they can then kind of benefit from what they see from you.
Yeah, negatively or positively.
Yeah, man. Negatively or positively. So it's a dangerous game that we play.
The what I kind of been saying in the last like years, I was like I'm gonna be friendly with everybody, but I don't need to be friends with everybody.
And that's the best thing you can do.
Like I'm friendly with everybody, like because it makes like that's what I realized too, is like I was having this conversation too with a couple of my boys at the store like last weekend, because we were having, you know, they're going thinking the same shit we're thinking, you know what I mean? And they were saying I kind of walked in and they were already talking about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was kind of telling them, I was like, bro, it makes if like let's say like we're talking and like someone walks up and they're like, oh, I don't like Kill, like I don't like that dude, blah blah blah. And if me and the other people were all like, really, I fucking love that dude, you know, it makes you look like a dickhead, you know?
Exactly.
What I mean? Them look like a shit.
Which is it's such a weird energy that people even do that anyway.
Yeah, right.
It's like, dude, like, and a lot of people that do that I notice, like, they be like in their 30s and 40s. I'm like, dude, who?
Yeah, it's never some young kid that fucking
You be
gives
so
a shit.
confused. I be so confused sometimes by the people that actually come up with, you know, that talk behind other people's backs. I have people that come to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
I tell people quick, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to, whatever you
I'm
got going.
I'm the first person too that I'll be like, oh no, I love that dude. Like,
Even if it's somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of times what happens in the comedy scene, anywhere else, someone, you might not know that person. This person doesn't like that person.
Yeah.
So this person comes and tries to get you on the I don't like that person team.
100% before you even get to meet him.
Before you even know this person.
100%,
So now you're
that's big,
painting
yeah.
this negative picture before you even know that person.
Yep.
Not knowing they just got some beef between
Yep.
those two.
Yep.
And now they're trying to get
and then you'll
this
surprise him. You'll be talking to him and be like,
yeah,
can
and then
see
you
the look on
talk
their
to him
face,
and
like,
realize he's not a bad person.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
all that, so I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear what's going on between you two because I already know it can't be that deep. First off,
Yeah.
y'all comedians.
Yeah.
So it can't be that deep of a problem.
Yeah.
Unless you're being sexually assaulted, you know, then I
Yeah.
despise you,
Right.
throw them under the jail,
Yeah.
hang them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we're friends with a lot of girls that
Right,
have that
but a lot of women that go through that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or unless someone's doing something like seriously that's harmful.
Yeah.
If you got some beef out there, bro, in the comedy world, I'm like, come on, bro, it's not even real. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work with that person.
No, 100%. We just went on such an awesome comedy tangent. I wanted to make a little more about you on the podcast.
Nah, that's okay. They already know me.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
Just to learn a little bit, because like your story is like real interesting, because like you've kind of been all over and like done a bunch of different things. Like, was it
Right.
always stand up for you, or like acting, and did you do anything like in high school with that? Because like you're from Omaha,
Nebraska.
Omaha,
Yeah.
Nebraska. So like
Shout
that's
out
another.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, that's another thing that people don't like. I'm from Pittsburgh. You're from fucking.
Right.
It's like we're not like we don't have the usual like from New York or like.
Which is an
Texas or
advantage
whatever.
actually.
Yeah, true. I
Being-
think we have a different perspective than a lot of people.
Being the black dude from Nebraska has benefited me more than hurt me for surely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's a cool path. Like, did you do any kind of like shit like that in high school? Like, or like, what was your kind of like,
Not well. High school. Well, the first
were
passion.
you class clown? Who was killing high school?
So, killing high school. Battle rapper. That was like
Yeah.
the main thing. Roasting and battle rapping was how you survived at my high school.
Yeah.
So we used to do that shit before school, passing period, lunchroom, and then you had certain classrooms where you just so happened the cards fell together that you and these certain people are in the same class. So now you got this roast session or whatever the hell going on via classroom. You know what I'm saying? So me for high school, I was always definitely goofy, funny kid.
Yeah.
Didn't understand, like I was super energetic. You know, I never did drugs when I was in my teenage years, and I didn't smoke weed or nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
really.
saying? So super energetic, and like lighthearted kid that was in a dangerous ass world.
Yeah.
Like the neighborhood and the school that I went to, dangerous.
And people don't think about that when you think about
you don't
Nebraska,
think about
you know?
that. Like I'm just happy-go-lucky,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to float through,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
funny.
Were you like? Was it more like in the city, or was it you kind of like a suburb, small town? Like,
Well,
city,
I was
like-
I went to high school in the city though.
Okay,
Downtown Omaha is where Central High School was.
Okay.
I went to Northwest, but even Northwest, I got into fights and I ended up getting kicked out of Northwest for fighting. Ended up going to Central High School. It was the worst school.
Yeah. They moved you to
because
a
there's
worse
way
place.
more people, dog. So, but the fights you can fight Central, you get into fights. It's so big that you might get into a fight, get lucky, and then get caught.
Yeah, right.
But going to Central High School, basically, that was kind of like the city.
Gotcha.
You know, so in high school, I was more known for just being like a little pretty boy, curly hair who was just goofy. So I used to roast, battle rap, and see what the hell you did
Yeah, right.
to me with this.
That's a good shit. Open up.
Right. I used to roast, battle rap, and then you know I was someone that like I was cute to girls, but I didn't know how to get girls. though,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like I didn't know how to control that energy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
100%,
saying?
bro.
You're attractive, but you're still goofy.
The game, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no game to it. So I'm just out here, you know what I'm saying, ruining myself. So like a girl walk up to me, start talking to me because she liked me. I say some shit. Goofball.
Yeah.
And ruin the whole exchange.
So after high school, did you stay out there for a little bit, or did you move? Or
No, after high school, my mom passed away from cancer. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Carol Ann Terrell. You know, unfortunately, she passed away.
That's another thing we have in common. You know, my dad and your
Yeah,
mom. It's
yup,
like-
yup. So
that's
she passed away.
That's a weird. That's something that I don't want to ever have in common with someone. Dude. When you do, it's a weird like.
It is weird, but the character building.
But there's so many people who I've like fucked with, like Sam Salem. His mom died from brain
Yeah.
cancer. Lori Douglas, her dad died when she was young. It's like there's weird people I
Right.
don't even know about it, and then I fuck with somebody, and then I find out. You know what I mean?
Losing a parent can change you mentally for surely.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sure everybody that's lost a parent at an early age is a little bit crazy.
100%.
Now, the good thing, the thing about crazy is where you put it.
Yeah.
Now, you can put your crazy into your comedy or your passion, you know, and that crazy turns into art. Or you
Yeah.
put your crazy
But we could
into-
easily be drug addicts
Right,
on the street.
exactly. That's where you put it. But
100%.
and that's what makes us different than a lot of people is because we've been through shit that a lot of people wouldn't even survive.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people that lose their mom at the time that I lost my mom, bro, but it went off and went and put their crazy in a different area.
I try to tell people that all the time. Like
You know?
we're it's a blessing every day. We're not on the bottom of a bridge, bro. Like straight up, like because that shit breaks you.
Bro, I come from a family of full-blown felons.
Yeah, you know what
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying.
So-
My parents met in AA.
I'm like, damn. Like, I'm the baby of the family.
Yeah.
All my older brothers, felons.
Yep.
Cousins, they in the
Yep.
hood, they in the street.
Cousins all like heroin, all that kind of crazy shit. Like,
Bro, so I'm like, man, there has to be a different way. Even like watching what they were going through. You know what I'm saying? There was never
it makes you not
something-
want to do it. Like straight up.
For sure. But like for them, I watched my older brother because me and my older brother used to hang out.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
But unfortunately, 2 of my brothers ended up passing away.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I got 2 brothers alive and 1 sister. You know what I'm saying? But I was very close with my brother David, and I had to like witness his transformation into this hood dude. You know what I'm saying? So watching it happen was crazy to me because when we grew up, me and him was watching WWF, WWE. You know what I'm saying? He used to
Dragon Ball Z and shit.
Dragon Ball Z. We used to do like acting shit. He used to know how to sing, and he was way funnier, way goofier than I ever was as a kid. He was the one that influenced me to kind of do stand up comedy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's very similar to my cousin who basically was a brother to me. You know, him and my brother were the same age. I grew up with him. Blah blah blah. He's 6'9", fire red hair, blue eyes. He's the funniest dude I've ever met in my life, and he died from a heroin overdose. And it's like, bro, he's like one of the few people, you very rarely meet people that don't do stand up. You're like, oh, he could have been a great comedian, great stand up. He was one of those guys.
And all comedians kind of get it from some. Even Eddie Murphy talks about how much funnier Charlie Murphy was than him when they were younger.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart and his older brother the same.
Right. It's so you kind of learn it.
Like, you learn it. It kind of comes down.
Yeah.
And me and my brother, because of me and our family used to go through so much shit. Like my older brother was going. My older brother was a motherfucker as far as what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brother used to entertain each other. So we were extremely close.
Made you guys tighter.
Right. And then my oldest brother got out of prison and started influencing my older brother. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And I watched him like year after year after year change to like literally his smile, watching his smile go away to this hardened,
demeanor,
the
whole demeanor.
Bro, it was so interesting to watch it. Now, I was always around like a lot of hood dude, a lot of street who grew up in the street, whatever the case you want to call it. Never really became a part of it.
But you saw it every day.
But I saw it every day, and I hung around these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I got to watch how it goes, and I did my fair share of bullshit growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But I always had like the conscience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was always like, this don't feel right.
Yeah. 100%.
This isn't something that I want.
But when you're around and you're like, and again, like, when you're younger like that, once I went through all my trauma, I got this I don't give a fuck attitude. I don't give a fuck. I get arrested. I don't give a shit.
My mom was dead. I'm like, fuck it. We out here.
It's like, my dad was my ass. My parents were doing their own thing. It's like,
and lucky for me, my dad was, shout out to my father.
Yes.
The relationship between me and him wasn't always the best, but we have like a kind of mutual understanding of where we are in our life right now.
Sure.
But I didn't grow with him exactly by my side the way that most people grow up with the father in the household, because my mother are split. Yeah. So I always had like a mentality. When you're a teenager, you have more of an immature mindset, and you try to put the blame on what goes on and what happened to you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Whether if your father, you felt like he wasn't there the way he should have been, or your mom died, or whatever the case may be. You find these reasons to blame everybody for. Yeah. So you use that energy to explain why you're doing all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Yeah,
you get a little older, and you're like, you still have control over what you do. You don't have to do this shit.
For sure, man.
You don't have to follow the same route. There's other opportunity, and it seems to me, from the pattern I've seen in the world, this side of things seems to have a longer lifespan. You know what I'm saying? This side where the squares, the person who took their jobs, creativity serious, the athlete who took it serious, the comedian who took it serious, the actor who went to acting and was called a geek and goofy because he was in drama class. Is now in Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you see that, bro, you fully understand. You're like, you know what, bro? If you got one life to live and this is your life, man, you got one opportunity at this, you might as well go ahead and.
Yeah. Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
You're like, this is one of the best interviews we've had so far on here, and it's like, it's dope because, like I said, like people who have listened, it's like they know a lot about like that's kind of the struggle of like everything, and like you have a bunch of shit happening. I grew up real angry. Got arrested fucking like 10 times, like did a bunch of shit, like. And then I remember I moved to California, started working for the Raiders, and long story short, the weed wasn't even legal out here at the point. I got my Uber driver drove me to the hood, some barbershop, me and him smoking a joint on the beach, and we're just talking about life and shit. And I started talking about my dad, and he's like, "Man, you're lucky," and I was like, "Lucky?" Because my parents got divorced when I was 2. Then my dad was like affiliated and all this shit, so I wasn't allowed to see him for a long time. And then but we were always real close, and shit. And then he passes. And that was the end of like a 3-month period where my uncle died from pancreatic cancer at 48. My grandma died from breast cancer. My dog's heart exploded in front of me, and then that happened. So I was like, down as bad as you could be down. And then, but I'm talking to this guy. I'm probably 22, right? I'm talking to this guy, and he's like, "Man, you're lucky." And I was like, "Lucky?" He's like, "Yeah, man, like I never knew my daddy was a piece of shit. Like he wanted nothing to do with me." And I was like, it gave me such perspective even in that moment. Man. It was like, I was like, damn, like I am lucky. I knew he was a good fucking dude, and I like loved him. You know what I mean? It's like people don't even get that. Like it's kind of that old thing. Like, is it better to have and have lost or never had all?
Dude. No matter what you've been through, and it's funny to even be in the position that we are in stand-up comedy in our careers, and that's why even at the beginning I was talking about the fact that we focus more on our losses than we do our wins.
And you made it this far. It's crazy.
Think about when you first started comedy, if you had the same number one, the same mindset, material, experience, and opportunities you did day one.
Right.
How crazy it is when you think about the version of me from when I first started doing stand-up comedy to look at where I've been, who I've worked with, the wins, the competition, the fest, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even now that was the dream, that's the hope, that's the goal.
Yeah.
But the way it's happened, as quick as it happened,
yeah.
like, do you even see it coming?
No,
you know
and you're always like me and you are like, you know, you get stuck in this rat race living in LA. We're always looking forward, and like, sometimes you really do need to look back and be like, holy shit, like you're from fucking Omaha, Nebraska. Dude. You was like, you know, made it all the way here and like doing what you're doing.
I was in my room and I spent a lot of time with myself. Obviously, I isolate a lot, and I spent a lot of time just kind of meditating and trying to, you know, get my mind where it should be, because a lot of this game is, like I said, is really mental.
For sure.
If you have the right mindset, you can accomplish damn near anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I was in my room just depressed, you know, for some reason, just about, you know, some people that I've lost, and
just thinking about life,
just thinking about what's going on, and being like, damn, you know, where was I at, you know, this time last year, and you know, who was in my life, and this and a third, and I'm thinking about everything I've lost. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm like, bro, look at what you've been able to accomplish, man, that a lot of people have not been able to do. Who you've been able to work with. You know, what you've been able to build. You know what I'm saying?
So going back to like, so you're in Omaha, and then, so where was the first move after that?
After Omaha?
Yeah.
Well, I was in the military.
Okay.
So I went to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas, and then I went to Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi.
Okay. What were you doing from the Air Force?
Information management.
See, I never knew you were in the military.
Nobody does, man. Yeah. I don't really talk about the military a lot. I like to like harp on it.
Yeah, you know, but I have so many people that are like, my buddy Ray, he was in the military before he went to college with us, and it was like, he's the same way where I never would expect it, and he's like,
yeah. A lot of times, unless you're because you're in the Air Force, I mean, I went to the military because my mom passed away from cancer. My brother was going to prison. My dad wanted to get me away from that shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I got stationed right back in the same city I was from, so that just defeated the whole purpose. Yeah. But I went to the military, and after Lackland Air Force Base, went to Keesler in Mississippi. Then I got stationed back at Omaha at Air Force Base, where I spent the duration of the time I had in service.
Okay.
But after that, I spent so much time in Omaha, and really what kept me there was my relationships. So I was getting to a relationship with a girl, and you don't want to leave her. If you doesn't want to leave Omaha, so you're spending these years in the city where you know you should have been done left.
Yeah.
But you're stuck there because of your attachment to these people that are there. You know
bro, going home now, it's weird.
It's
a weird.
Can't
feeling.
stand it.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right,
and I love my city, bro. I love Omaha.
My people, but it's like it's so hard because you know what's a weird way to say it? It's like you start thinking about the version you could have become.
Oh God,
is that right?
You immediately start thinking of everything you failed at while you're in the city, bro. You're like, man, this is where I first got arrested. This is where I made this mistake and that mistake.
When I did Pittsburgh, that's why it's so. That joke kills when I talk about going to jail because the city jails. It's almost like I'm like, bro, hate it somewhere else. I'm like, it's right there.
Ours is right downtown. You can't miss it.
No, ours is right on the bridge. Right, bro. You have to go, and I'm like, bro, I'm performing right across from it. And it's funny because you start thinking about like, oh man, I was so close to just never getting out of this fucking.
Man, it sucks, but and that's something you got to control about your mindset too, because home is still what made you. So I always got to remember that. I always got to respect the city that I'm from. Respect.
I mean, that's why I headlined there for the first time because I love it. I do love Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Of course. And you always have a love for it. You always. But the thing is, when we go home,
it more has to do with us, not the city.
Right, not the city. And it's what happened in the city.
True,
not
too.
The city.
Yeah,
because some people thrive in the same city you may have failed at.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But just the memories and
shit. But the memories that you have is what kind of displays that. But at the same time, like I said, as comedians, we remember the negative more than the positive shit.
100%.
All my first wins happened in that city.
Why is that, bro?
It's crazy.
Even like when you do a bad show, like let's say me and you like never met and we did a bad show together. We'll remember each other just because we did a shitty show.
Right.
Okay, 10 good show.
Fire shows, standing ovations in a row. One bad show, you like, I need to quit, man. It's over.
Remember we did that room?
My career's over.
Yeah. It's like we'll
remember
each other on that shit. Yeah.
But that's what the city reminds you of. You go back and remember your heartbreak. You remember every time you ever made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Instead of remembering, this is the first stage that I touched.
Yeah.
This is the open mic that I used to run to. You know what I'm saying? In order to try these jokes out. This is the first time I was able to produce my own show, and I had success here. You know what I'm saying? This is where I won a comedy competition at. You know what I'm saying? This is where I met this person and this person. So you forget that so quickly, and that's why it's always important to have that connection with your home base.
So did you go right from the military to like doing stand up after that, or how was
I went right from the military to like doing bullshit. Yeah. When I was in the military, I wasn't doing stand up comedy. I was focused on the military. My whole thing was becoming an actor.
Okay.
So I was focused on music and I was focused on acting. Stand up comedy was something that kind of just came to me. I always appreciated stand-up comedy It wasn't something I wanted to do my entire life. I wanted to do movies, and I was a writer first.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Me too.
Right. So
and I was just like, how do I crack in?
Right. So I didn't know how to get in, and even in the music industry, you know,
I rapped in high school too. Like we
Right.
have so much in common. I always forget how much we have in common.
So I felt being in Omaha, and that's how you resent your own city for no reason at all.
Yeah.
When you're in a city like that, you feel like you can't make it out in certain areas because of your environment. Because
True.
you're in Omaha, Nebraska, you feel like you got to be from New York, or you got to be
Yep.
from Cali, you got to be from Detroit or Chicago in order
Yep.
to be a rapper. And that never was the case.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to put your mindset in a place where you think you can win. Fuck it. If the same mindset I had about being the black comedian from Omaha, Nebraska, is the same mindset you got to have as a rapper to be from Omaha, Nebraska.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, now you get to separate yourself from the city.
Yeah.
And be the first to do that.
It's like when Outkast came out. Like it was
Exactly.
always like they were the only
And
ones.
they got hated.
Yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying?
hated hard.
So
They got booed at the Source Awards.
they got booed at the Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? So going back to that though, you gotta definitely put yourself in a position in a mindset where you're so comfortable with yourself that nothing that your environment or the city that you're from makes you hate that place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Going back to Omaha, like I said, you feel like you're, as comedians, we often see the negative before we give ourselves the positive. You know what I'm saying? So we go back to our city and we think about who we were before we became this person we are in Los Angeles.
Do you remember the first where and when the first time Mikey did was?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, where
shoot
was
your
it?
mouth off.
Where was it?
Yeah, Tuesdays. Shoot your mouth off, man. Shout out 72nd. I remember 72nd and Blondo.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? 72nd Maple. Sorry about that.
Did you like it immediately, or what did you feel?
Of course,
Yeah,
dude.
see?
And
Okay.
one of the things is so.
That's why all good comedians like it right away.
Yeah,
Like,
I was immediately hooked, and so the
Yeah,
first
me too,
time,
bro.
the first time I did stand up comedy, actually, shout out to my boy Preston Tompkins. He's out in I think he's in Denver, Colorado right
okay,
now.
I love Denver.
Yeah, good guy, man. But he actually originally gave me the first opportunity, or plugged me with the first people to give me an opportunity to stand up, which so happened to be at this goth film festival.
That's why I always love
worst
asking.
mistake ever, bro.
This is why I love asking.
Don't do comedy at Goth Film Festival.
The Goths, notorious
He
to
set
laugh
me up.
about. Yeah,
Now that
yeah,
I think about it,
yeah,
fuck you,
yeah,
Preston.
Goths don't laugh.
He set me up, man. Dude, so
Sorry about the shout out now.
but
Fuck.
remember, the ambition you have, like I was so young and so happy.
Yeah.
Like nothing could really you know, when you're young, you're happy,
You're naive.
You're naive and like what if you want to call it good looking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You have like this cocky ass,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This
100%,
arrogance.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't give a fuck.
There's this air about
anyway.
it, yeah.
So you think you're the best, which sorry, at the same time
It helps because
it does help.
Being confident on stage. There's still people now who do it forever and they go
Dude.
up there and like scared. I'm like, bro, what are you
Bro.
doing? Like,
It's a great delusion to have
Yeah.
if you know how to control that energy.
100%.
Some
There's
people
excitement, being anxious and being
Yeah.
excited is the same feeling. So you
Oh,
just gotta
God.
switch your brain to saying,
Yeah.
I'm not anxious right now. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. So doing that show, none of the goth people was laughing, bro. They was dead. But I'm thinking I'm killing it. But at the same time, I was having so much fun upstairs, and I had like 7 people right here going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So these I knew they weren't the guy. They had to be like the directors, and they were like bartenders from the club.
For sure.
But they were cracking up. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
All I needed was that 7. That
Yeah.
7 was laughing, bro. I was like, I got it. I got what I need.
Yeah.
After that, first off, the cocky arrogance, the youth.
Yeah.
Because when you fucking 20,
Oh,
21,
you're like, I can do this.
You're like, fuck that. I'm living forever.
Yeah.
so,
Isn't it crazy how fast you think it's gonna happen?
Oh,
I'm
my
gonna be
God, man.
Next up.
So putting all that together,
Yeah.
the youth, the cocky attitude, you throw your looks in there, you throw
Yeah.
all that energy into comedy, man, and like that ambition is automatically there, dog. So
Dude.
after that experience, I was like, oh, I'm about to be famous immediately.
Yeah.
So that gave me what I needed to carry me.
And
as
that was
far
already
as-
that was here in LA.
no, that was in Omaha.
That was in Omaha.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, started in Omaha,
Well, not
Nebraska.
so the goth thing, and then was the first.
Yeah.
Was that the same time as like Mike, or was that just a show kind of thing?
No, the first time I did comedy was at the Goth Film Festival,
Okay.
and then what happened was I was 20 years old, and they wouldn't let me into the bar to do stand up comedy because it was a bar.
Oh, damn.
So I couldn't do comedy until I was 21. So I just sat on that shit, pissed,
Yeah.
for a year straight, because the first time I did it there, they let me in there fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was the first time I did. But like I said, it was a bullshit film festival. I was just up there thinking what I thought was funny. You know
For
what
sure.
I'm
I
saying?
mean, dude, now when it's so funny, like, because when I did my hour finally, I had to go back and look through all these old jokes, and I was like looking at some shit, and I was like, man, like, you know what I mean? But there was some old shit I pulled back, and I was like, oh, this was funny, and now I knew how to rework it to make it better.
There's some old shit that I find. I'm like, oh, if I could just take
shit
that.
Where you're like, bro.
Oh my god, there's shit that I look at like, why? And what's even worse is I'm watching myself look like I look confident.
Yeah.
I'm like, you motherfucker.
You look like you just said some real shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself to say some bullshit with pure delusion.
Bro. Also, thinking about some of the, like, I'm not above it doing comedy anywhere, but dudes, because I didn't, I did some places in Pittsburgh up in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I used to do this place that was a movie theater, and it's literally people were just like eating like shit to go to the movies, and I'm fucking sitting there and I'm like, bro, this is horrible.
Yeah,
like,
bro. But you don't give a fuck.
No, you know, yeah. It makes you better out here. Like, I'm glad I didn't start out. Like, I'm glad the first time I didn't go up was not here. Like, a little bit.
No, and I knew. Listen, I came to LA. I was maybe 2 or 3 years in the game, and I had an opportunity to come out to Los Angeles. It's the first time I went to the Laugh Factory. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It was the first time I went to the Laugh Factory and got to experience Chocolate Sundays in person. I've been watching them, my entire life. Shout out Chocolate Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So 3 years in the game, I got to come out here and experience it. And coming out to LA from where I'm from, so I did cocky as fuck when I came out here too, bro, because I did so well everywhere else. So I had won competitions, I did festivals, I did all this shit with this comedy, with this set that for that version of me was top notch to me, that version. You know what I'm saying? But when I came to LA, bro, it was like watching an NBA basketball game in real life.
Yeah.
Like, it's different than watching it on TV.
No,
when you watch comedians work professionally in real time, especially going to like Chocolate Sundays and watch people hit that stage in real time, you like sink or swim in front of a crowd like this.
Yep.
And you get to see, you like, bro, this is different. This is
100%.
way different.
It's the major leagues, bro.
Major league. So now you're like, all right, cool. Now that I've seen it, because you can watch it on TV and be like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
You get there and now you feel the energy of the crowd.
It's also one of the harder cities because, like, New York, I think, has like the same level.
Oh yeah, New York for sure.
Same level, but there's so many other places to get up out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like the spots are
everywhere.
So much more limited here. So like if you get on like the upper echelon of shows, you know what I mean? Like you're pretty good. You know what I mean?
And
like,
and you got to deal with the politics.
Yeah,
of,
that too.
The
it's
LA
a
comedy
city to move.
scene.
Like New York is like there's so many more spots. Because I mean we've both done New York, so we know it. You know what I mean?
The open mics there are like comedy shows. They have open mics in New York that are like
bro. There's so
people
many
are there,
but there's so many people and there's so many tourists constantly. Like it's there's just way more. Like it's harder to. Like when people come out of town from New York here, I'm like, bro, it's harder to get up out here than you're gonna have a harder time. Like they're used to just walking down the street and there's 5 mics on the street.
And that's why people focus more on the aspect of the fame in Los Angeles. So that's why the followers matter. New York, you'll go to New York, see a comic murder, and you like, damn, it's the craziest comic I've seen ever.
Yeah,
cold. You go on a profile, 2,000 followers.
No, you
100%. Like, damn.
You're 100%. I know. I that's one thing that's appealing.
Straight backwards.
That's one thing that's appealing to me about being out there. It's like that. It's really more about the stand up. A little bit. It really is. Like, and I used to live in Austin too. Like,
and you like, damn, this is an open mic.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like,
LA, switch. You'll come out and be like, yo, this motherfucker got. First off, horrible set. Secondly, damn, 300,000.
Dude, you're 100. That is so true, bro.
How the fuck?
I can't tell you how many like. They'll be like, oh, he's on some reality TV show and blah, blah, blah. And
man, you be like, how the hell?
Dude, I saw one dude. This is a funny story. I saw this dude. I won't say his name, but he's like, was big on YouTube. You're right. He had some like YouTube thing, but not a comedian, but would get on this podcast, and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm hosting at the Ice House, and he performed, and Zainab was like the headliner on the show. She was like the biggest chick, and she's a killer. Yeah. So show's going great. I'm hosting the whole time. I had a good set. Everyone had a good set. It was all like headliners. And so I leave the room to go take a leak when this guy goes up, and I come back and the room is just energy, just completely flopped. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then like 2 of my friends that are Sasha and another one was
Sasha.
There. Yeah.
Shout out Sasha, awesome girl.
They were there, and they were like, oh, like we like he said some shit, like whatever, I don't know. So he gets off, and I bring Zainab up, and he immediately says to me, he's like, I got to get out of here. Zainab's gonna roast me. And I was just like, I didn't hear any of his set, right? So he walks out. First words out of Zainab's mouth, she goes, It's not as easy as it looks, huh, everybody?
Damn.
And, bro, I mean, the crowd died. And I was like, I started dying, but I was like, I didn't even see how bad he fucking bombed. But
I appreciate a good bomb.
Yeah.
Like when a comedian bombs respectfully, because everybody.
well, when it's a real one.
Yeah, it's a real.
But when it's some guy just on the internet that's trying
Right,
to bomb you,
yeah,
and you're
you-
doing
it's like-
and you're on the lineup of killers.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the lineup of killers. Like,
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like disrespectful to the craft, and I understand where OG comics come from when they don't like to see someone with a lot of followers get on stage they've been on because they haven't quote unquote earned that
Yeah.
spot on that stage. And at the same time, there are a few of us, like myself, like yourself, who at the same time while you're building your following, you've kind of earned those licks on stage as well.
For sure.
Even though I
But
was,
we've earned it in a different way. Like I said, like there's this,
Right.
like I said, the guy who he just has a following. He's like, I can do stand up because it's like blah blah blah. It's like, bro, it's a
Exactly.
different muscle, man. Like,
and that's confusion.
yeah,
because
when
a
you're
lot
up there alone with no production, like it's you, buddy.
A lot of older comics who don't really be on the internet like that, they can't tell the difference between
There you go,
those
maybe, yeah.
of us who still put the work in doing stand up to earn, that stage time
Yeah.
versus the ones who haven't and just have the following. And if you have a following and you're doing comedy, a lot of people will assume that because of your following, you're on these stages. When realistically, there are a few of us,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that at the same time while we're building this following, we've done everything necessary to earn the
Yeah.
right to be on these
But that's
stages.
why I think your material. If your material is good, then it's you know what I mean.
100%.
Because I've had that
Yeah.
happen so many times too, where I can tell like I've hosted like the Sklar brothers are those two twins, like the white dudes. They were always on like the NFL shit. They've been in the game for fucking ever. And they apparently pulled aside the host and they're like, "Who's this dude?" Like, and they're like, she's like, "Oh, that's Auguste." Like, 'cause the girl knew me, and they're like, "Oh, we always see him around, but like we've never seen him like go up. Like, he's real fucking funny." And then she told me that when I got off, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking dope." Like, I've been watching these guys forever. And then like I saw him literally later, and then they came up to me and said that, and I was like, "Bro, like." Thanks, man.
That's crazy
cool.
how it
Like,
works like that.
yeah, like,
dog.
but I was like, I didn't even know they were in the room. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I was just doing my thing, and it's cool. Like, I like the old heads that are cool to see it because there's a lot of them that all they care about is the stage. You know what I mean? Like Barney told me, he's like, bro, I miss when this job was just making strangers laugh. Like when you used to just show up and like the booker sees you kill and like because the crowd doesn't really know who you are. Unless you're a national touring person on TV, it was just like they just need the local guy that's gonna make the crowd like bust up. You know what I mean? Like
and there are, shout out to everybody that's been doing comedy for 20 years plus and been in the game for a long time because that's the people that put the platform
yeah.
for us to be able to work on. And there are OGs that do look out for comedians, but certain people only look out for certain people. So it's not like an open. Not everyone's going to be open to you to give you the game. Not everyone's going to be open. And sometimes it feels like, and that's the confusion.
I was
Because
having this conversation with the Asians and the Latinos. They're good at like backing each other. On the
Yeah,
comedy scene a
of
lot.
course.
Yeah.
But you got the confusion of the OGs that don't know which comedians are funny and which ones aren't based off of following. And you got us who don't know which OGs are more willing to work with us versus which ones that aren't based off of who we are. You know what I'm saying? So there's like this mutual kind of weird battle, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
where OGs are extremely selective on who they work with.
Yeah.
And now we think that they're gatekeeping because they don't want to work with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
they got their group.
Yeah.
They got who they fuck with.
And there's also that thing where it's like, bro, if you put me up one time, you could make my career.
Same thing,
like, bro.
and that too.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the same time, you guys remember, because as you get older in comedy, you start to remember, nobody owes you nothing.
True that,
So it
too.
always goes back to
Yeah.
you got to make your own opportunity.
100%.
That way you can attract that OG to maybe want to
Yeah,
work with you.
that's why we were talking about earlier. Like that's why when I do like get around the OGs, I just talk to them like a homie. I never
You had
asked them
to.
for anything. Like I said, when I met the Wayans brothers, that was one of the coolest moments. I
Yeah.
got to talk to Sean and Damon was like just spitting. He's the one who told me to go to New York for the first time.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there. He's cleaning off his he's got like a Versace scarf on, cleaning off his glasses. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm talking to Damon. But they even said to me, they were trying to say like you're cool without having to say you're cool. They were like, bro, the hardest thing for us to do when we go out is hang because everyone wants something from a picture. They want something. They're like, thanks for just like fucking hanging with us. I was like,
You have to understand that about celebrities. Most
Yeah.
celebrities, most celebrities, number one, they want to be left the fuck alone. Or number two, if they are talking to you, they don't want to feel like you're worshiping them, bro.
yeah,
They don't
like
want to
it's
feel
like it's a like you're
Yeah.
like you want something
like
from
you
them.
want something from them, man. Like you're there for them to grant you a wish. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you gotta be in there and use that space to make it. It should be a natural
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
And if they do give you game, it should be a natural conversation
Yeah.
that leads up to that.
Yeah, I
advice.
didn't ask them anything. They just
Yeah.
said, they just were like you. They said they literally got to the point where they go, "You comedian?" I go, "Yeah," and they go, "Oh, bro, like, blah, blah, blah."
Natural. The
Yeah,
fact that you're in the
natural.
same room,
Yeah.
that's a natural. You didn't run up on Damon when he's eating breakfast.
100%.
And be like, yo, are you Damon Wayans? Give me some advice.
No,
it
no,
was
no.
a natural flow.
The funniest shit too is I remember we were at this happened at Flappers actually. This happened at Flappers like years ago, and then like they, we dapped up with them, and then because they were popping up there to get ready for like their tour or whatever, so they were just like trying to see who's cool there to like, can I get up real quick on your shit, So I'm like, of course, you're Damon Wayans and Shawn Wayans, you can get up 100%.
Right.
So we were chilling, and then I remember we were talking to Courtney Haynes at the bar. This was like a week later, and we were like, I think they were like, we're like, I think Sean or Damon might drop in on our show next week that we were doing there, like Sean's show, and then she's like, you guys don't know Damon and Sean. I'm like, whoa. I swear to God, 15 seconds later, Sean walks in and he walks right up to Sean Wayne, walks up to me, and Sean's like, what's up, guys?
That's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and it was just like,
it's like the moment you want, like in a movie.
That's exactly. She literally said, she was like, did you guys plan that? She was cracking up, like. She's, I love Courtney. We were cracking up. We were like,
you don't know Denzel. Denzel works.
Yeah, it was
that's
one
when
of
the break the fourth wall audience claps.
Yeah,
Woo!
It couldn't have been better timing. Like me and Sean were just cracking, like Porter were just cracking up. Like
sometimes,
dying.
man, that's how karma does you, man. It comes right on time.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better timing. Like it was like, it was actually Sean and her talking at first, and then he turned around and was like, yo, tell him we know. And I was like, and she's like, you're winking at him. She thought I was like, in on it, and I was like, no, I'm telling you. Like,
I've never heard anything negative about the Wayans brothers. Like
they're such a good family.
They've always been people that I hear are extremely approachable. Like it's really important when you have that, because you think about it, man.
Even
the Wayans brothers started in Living Color, dog.
Dude, they're
how legendary that is.
They're legends. I don't think people like I have such like I've watched so much, like that's why it was so cool for me to talk to them. But also like I think me working in professional sports helped me so much with being able to deal with celebrities, because I was around professional athletes every day, so that 100% helped. Working in PR for like the Raiders and the Penguins and shit, but like talking to them, I was like, after the fact, I was like, all right, that was cool, because like I don't think people like I don't think people realize like how influential that family.
Listen, anybody who starts Jennifer Lopez's career,
right? Jim Carrey.
Anybody who starts off Jim Carrey's career, Jamie Foxx,
bro. Like it's insane. Like their eye for talent is.
They were the black SNL, bro.
Literally, like I mean, I can't tell you. I was watching. When I was flying across the last year, I watched so much shit on them, because like I was always a fan. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like I was just like, because I'm so fascinated with the behind the scenes and the networking and how they build it up, and like you said, like being like a black family and like the LA in that time, and like building that show, and like I mean it's fucking crazy, bro.
And it's like not only that, but you never heard of like a real life Wayans brothers scandal. Like through every generation that's been produced from that family, it's nothing but pure artwork, stand up comedy.
Yeah,
good energy. I got a chance to meet Damon Wayans Jr. for the first time. We did a show together, maybe 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal. He's funny stand up comedy.
He was just
too,
at the
bro.
Improv the other night. I saw
him.
So we were just having a conversation. We were talking about like nepo babies in sports, and we were like, Damon Wayans not a nepo baby.
Bro. If anything, Damon Wayans might be the funniest stand-up out the whole Wayans
We were just saying how
family.
funny. Yeah, we were just having.
He might. I mean, shout out Shantae Wayans.
She's real
first
funny
off,
too, and she's great people too.
Shantae Wayans, great individual, always giving people a platform to work on, and she's one of those people that, I haven't got the opportunity myself to work with her, and that's one of those things that I have to, be able to attract as well. But I've been able to talk to her. Me and her have talked one-on-one before. The opportunity hasn't shown itself yet, which is understandable, but she's always been someone you can approach and talk to.
Yeah.
And she'll always give it to you real. She don't promise you shit she not going to give you. You know what I'm saying?
No,
she has an open line of communication.
And like I said, when you have a name like that, it can like get, to you.
Yeah.
But she definitely hasn't.
100%. 100%. But watching her, funny comedian. Shantae Wayans is hilarious.
And people don't realize, like, Keenan Ivory Wayans is the fucking GOAT. Like,
of course.
Like Keenan, like, he's
low down dirty shame.
Yeah, like, I love, like, I love, like, the way he, like, operated and the way he, like, built that show, and just, like, the fucking, I don't know, the like, the behind the scenes of him talking about how their dad was, like, a homophobe, and he wouldn't let him go to, acting school because he was like, you're not. He's like he thought I was gonna be a Leroy from Fame. He wasn't gonna let me do that. And he was like, I'm not gonna let your homophobia stop that young man's dream.
And that was a time.
And, his voice is like Keenan's voice is so little, and he's so big and yoked too. Like it's like that guy just cracks me up.
That was an amazing time, because this is before social media, so you could say what you wanted to say, and the world would laugh at it, because you didn't have to feel like you were gonna get judged and ran over. By a whole bunch of people who had these broken feelings about what you said.
There's that weird thing about comedy right now where like people are like, it's under attack, but it's also like there's that weird, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like the shock humor shit, like I bring up, our comedy, it's like we bring up topics that aren't like PG, but but also like we have a joke about it. I'm not bringing it up just to bring it up.
Right, 100%. I think that people want to be offended these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even about what you're saying is offensive. Is that so many people have seen people benefit from being a victim that you just want to be a victim now. And it sucks, but it's men that want to be victims, it's women that want to be victims. Social media has now made a platform for fake victims.
Yep.
Not just even the ones, because most people that I've noticed that are actual people that have been through some shit, they don't exploit it on social media.
No.
It's something that they have to, it's a psychological.
Even me, like I remember I was talking about when I got arrested, and I was talking about it, and someone was
That's
like,
just hard to talk about. I hate talking about that shit.
dude. All right, thank
Nothing
you.
fun is about nothing in jail is fun, bro.
Dude,
nothing is to be glorified about that
That's
shit.
literally what I said, and they were like, "Well, dude, it's like,
not cool at all."
Yeah, and I was like, "Yo, it's not a good memory. It doesn't make me laugh." But then
Nah.
you don't realize, like sometimes, like I said, when I went back to Pittsburgh, it made them laugh so hard because it was so specific. But I was like, "All right, you know what? Maybe
It's relatable.
It's relatable, and it's like it's whatever." So I was like, "You know what? I gotta like I have been talking when I have more time. I do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna talk about it when I have 15 minutes.
Right.
But if I have a half an hour, I'll bring it up. You know what I mean?
Comedy special type material.
Yeah, exactly. When I did my hour, it was like a big,
Yeah.
you know, because I was in Pittsburgh. The jail was right behind us. It's like it was, but when people are expecting you to like, because some people that's all they have is like there's little things that you know what I mean. It's like I have other jokes I can do when I have 10 minutes. You know, then I don't need to bring up me going to jail every time.
No, I think there are certain things that you're like me and you, for example, we're more comfortable talking about it because, you know, we've experienced certain things that kind of make us, you know, we're able to open up about the stuff.
Yeah.
It's not something that is glorified. A lot of the things, number one. Number two, it ain't something you should be proud of. Like, why would you be proud of
No.
anything that makes you be placed in a fucking room with other men?
People don't realize how bad it is.
Yeah,
like,
it's terrible.
That's
It's
the thing.
horrible.
Like people were like, "Oh, I got arrested." I'm like, "No, you went to a drunk take. Like I got a federal.
Yeah.
I got a federal felony."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like
It's-
there's a difference.
It sucks, and you know, a lot of people don't think about, you know, how it can affect your life. Period.
Oh,
now,
dude,
damn, how
yeah.
tough you might look.
Every job interview brought
Yeah, it
up.
affects you,
Yeah,
man. It
yeah.
affects everything about you. So, you know, but being able to now on the bright side of that, being able to take what you've been through and build something out of it and tell a story about it, or use that to be able, because now you're more relatable to a higher rate of people. You know what it's like to be, you know, a kid. You know what it's like to be popular. You know what it's like to be that person in jail.
That's cool.
And you know what it's like to touch, you know, what the streets would be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your story comes from a real place.
Yeah, that's why people enjoy it. Because sometimes as us, I have a hard time understanding why people even want to hear that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
It comes from a real place,
Yeah,
man.
that's real.
And a lot of things.
And see what you're doing now, not like
Yeah.
letting it like define you. Kind
You
of.
can't.
Yeah.
When you're on stage, man, that's why comedian is one of the most, if not the last pure art form, because you're on stage by yourself, and it's a tune that you're the only person singing it. You're the only person that knows the song.
Yeah.
You're the only person that knows the lyrics, and you're giving it to a crowd who has never heard this shit before.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that it works.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It's the most you know you art form. Like it's
Right.
There's no
Right in your
you're writing
face.
it. You're performing it. You're,
Everything.
Yeah.
And you
like-
can't run it back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
it's live.
remix it.
Shit's live.
Once you say it, it's out there.
There's
You
no
know what I'm
second
saying?
take. Yeah.
So it really is something to have an art form like that you can use as an outlet to be able to talk about, you know, what you've been through and laugh at it. That's the most important thing. If you're laughing at it, then you're doing something different.
For
And
sure.
Typically, that energy is the opposite of that, which is some negative shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's always important to be able to take, even if you've been through some shit like that, is take it and not use it to become some kind of villain. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've been in jail. Now I gotta get some tough. Yada. Like, nah, man. Now, what about that can turn you into a better person, make you into a better man, and make you into a better comedian, or whatever you're doing in your life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of how we usually, Alec, do we have topics? Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, so we usually, that's why he's the fucking best producer in the game, because we didn't even talk about that. But I was like, this would be a good segue. We usually do like, some of it's current events, some of it's just like topics, and we pull it out a hat, you know, you pull it out, you riff on it, I pull out one riff on it, and that's kind of how we, yeah, you could just take the whole hat too. But no, he's already grabbed, that's an eager man, that's how you know, we got the old Boston, Brooklyn Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay. You kind of tell me what the topic is, and you just start talking about. We'll go off of it. It's good for clips.
Favorite thing about Los Angeles.
Okay.
I
don't mind immediately.
Okay, I would say this. My favorite thing about Los Angeles is that if you have a hustler's mentality, you can always make money. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's true.
Even where I'm from, the ability to not make money without a job in Omaha, Nebraska is damn near impossible.
Yeah,
you know
the
what I'm saying?
hustling's hard. Yeah,
it's hard to just hustle shit around people you grew up with. In LA though, if you know what you're doing and if you've been through, and that's why it's always good to kind of be through what we've been through, because you kind of learn some things about hustling. You learn about some different things in the streets that you might not have known.
Mm-hmm.
You know, has you not have a mentality, if you would.
Like when I got my first job out of college, as soon as I went with the Raiders, no car, never been there, never been to the Bay Area before. Like I realized, hustled my ass off. So when I moved, it's like you gotta, like you said, you gotta be able to sleep on the floor and figure it out.
You gotta be able to humble yourself enough to sleep in that closet and figure out life. And then when you do though, you come out on the other side with what you should. And hustling, coming where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? We had a spell.
It's a good topic, Alec, by the way.
Yeah. It's a great topic.
Yeah, good job.
So this is a place in my life, where we sold drugs and did whatever we could to make money and yada yada yada. When you have that hustle mentality, now when you're an adult being in Los Angeles, you still have the same hustler's mentality. You're just putting that energy in something that's not negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
now instead of selling drugs, you're selling tickets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of selling this, you're selling jokes.
That's
you feel me? Or making content. You're on the block making content instead of selling drugs.
It's kind of close to what I was gonna say. I was gonna say one, the weather. For sure, the weather.
And it's crazy if you think about it. The money you would make selling drugs, is the same money you could potentially make doing content and selling comedy show tickets. That 8-ball, that eighth, whatever you might be slanging, dog.
So much better way to spend your time.
$25 for a comedy show ticket, bro. You just made that money anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Without worrying about going to prison.
But yeah, I was gonna say that there's always something to do.
There's always something
to do. So like I think it was Amir K.
You never know what's going to happen in Los Angeles, bro. Good or bad, but hopefully good, and typically good unless you're getting killed. That's horrible. But in LA, that's the favorite thing about LA for sure. Opportunity, you just never know what the hell is going to happen, man. Your whole life can change. That's the gamble.
Someone performed at the Improv the other night. I can't remember who it was. I want to say Amir K, so I want to shout out the person because I don't want to or whatever. But it was making me laugh. They were like, you ever go to any of these other fucking towns? Everything closes at 9. There's nothing to do. Like, I'm like, that is so true. When you're like, go to the other place and it's like, I was watching Louis C.K. today when he was talking about his
gas stations closed.
Louis C.K. had this bit. He literally posted today. It was from like 2005 when he was doing his HBO special. Where he's like, you ever drive by these shit towns where everyone just like doesn't want to be there, and he's like, you can tell because everyone's just standing outside, nothing to do. And I'm like, he's like, they're in front of their houses, but they're not inside their houses. Like they're just looking around. I'm like, that's so funny. Yeah, it's like, all right, we'll put another one here.
That's what everyone thinks about Omaha, Nebraska.
Ooh.
Everyone thinks that about my city where I'm from. Go there, there's something to do.
This is gonna be a fun one. Best comedy sketch ever.
Oh man,
I think the racial draft on Chappelle is probably one of the best sketches of all
time. The racial draft on Chappelle is a classic. That's when I first got introduced to a young Bill Burr.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on that. He was on that.
Like, luckily,
platform.
I hid my keys in my ass.
Yeah, man. Bill Burr was on that shit. Hilarious. Of course, Dave Chappelle, man. The racial best sketch ever. Man, I gotta give it to
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. All right.
Goodbye fried chicken, hello fried rice.
Clayton, the blind.
Oh, that's the first ever episode of Chappelle.
That wasn't the first episode.
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
He walked out balls out. First episode is the
really.
Yes. How great is that? He literally that's why Chappelle's the GOAT. He walked out first episode.
That's crazy.
Yes, the first episode of Chappelle Show.
That one, and then you got you got.
It's so crazy.
It's fucking that one. You got Prince.
He was like, bro. He's like, you know how many of my friends were like, do not do that.
But that's so smart because it had never been done like that before from a black person.
And it just it took so much like.
And why wouldn't anybody love that shit? That was fucking. You can't be mad at it. Even if you're from the Klan, you couldn't be mad at that shit.
It was just too good. It was like that's why Chappelle's the GOAT because even white people who that's like legendary that you walked out first episode with that.
And that's why you think about this. 2023. No, I'm sorry. Before that.
What?
When he first came back to Netflix, maybe that was
it was like
2017,
20.
17?
Yeah, I think it was like 17 or 19, okay. Something like that.
When he first came back.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah. But when he was saying everything that he said on stage, you know what I'm saying? And people were trying to cancel him. Dave Chappelle always been that way, bro. Like, he proved that with the Chappelle Show. All his sketches were things that were hard hitting about shit that we think about.
Yep.
You know, that people are scared to do, and he hit that stuff on the nail. And of course, the stand-up was going to reflect that. You know what I'm saying? People still be so scared and afraid to laugh at things that we know is funny.
You want to pull another one?
For sure.
Let's do it.
Super Bowl predictions. Who do we got?
It's Seattle and Boston, and I'm just gonna pick Seattle because I hate Boston.
Seattle's definitely. I'm sorry. Seattle's first off. They got to make up for what they did for what goddamn
Yeah, with
Sierra's
Marshawn
husband.
Lynch.
Yeah, they got to make up for that shit. This is your opportunity, Seattle.
Yep.
Don't fuck this up.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Seattle, and I'm gonna make a score prediction.
Oh.
I'm gonna take it one step further.
Oh,
You
I like
feel
that.
me? We're gonna go. I'm gonna take Seattle. I'm taking Seattle.
You don't know the spread either, so I'm interested to see this.
He doesn't. I don't know the spread. Final score: Seattle wins 35.
Ooh.
13.
Oh, blowout. My man's calling a goddamn
understand?
blowout. I
35 with a missed field goal.
I think the spread's a 3.5. So
You understand?
They're covering. They're covering. I like it. I'd be happy if that happened. Stand up Mount Rushmore.
Oh wow,
Pick
that's a good
4.
one. That's a goodie.
I'm gonna go Richard.
Shouts out to the Pride Man.
I'm gonna go Richard. I'm gonna go Norm Macdonald.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Louis C.K. and Chappelle.
That's a solid 4, man. You can't be mad at the 4.
Yeah,
You can't be mad
it's
at
tough
the
picking
Mount.
only 4.
It is tough.
Yeah, 'cause it's like you could ask me tomorrow, I could pick somebody else.
Right. So I gotta go off the rip. I gotta go Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. I gotta go Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Delirious is like one of the best comedy specials ever.
Got to. And then a lot of people gonna hate it, but you can't, man. Numbers have always taught, man. I'm a big guy on numbers, and just watching where this dude's been and came from and where he's been able to, what he's been able to accomplish. You got to put Kevin Hart on the Mount Rushmore, bro.
Okay, I did not see that coming.
You got to put Kevin Hart on the
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore, man.
Yeah.
You got to, bro. Kevin Hart filled a football stadium.
The one I wanted to throw out in was Rock, because Rock's like, I saw him
Chris
live.
Rock?
I saw him live
man.
in Pittsburgh, and it was the best live performance I've ever seen.
I fuck with Chris Rock. I'm not gonna hold you. He's just
Yeah.
out on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
The
yeah. That's why I didn't put him on.
No,
I
the
didn't put him
reason
on, but I'm just
why
saying.
Chris Rock isn't on my Mount Rushmore isn't because he shouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore comedy.
Yeah.
It's because he wasn't the comedians that influenced me to do stand-up.
Well, I was kind
You know
of,
what I'm saying?
yeah, I was kind of on that fence with like
Yeah.
a few of them.
So when I think about
Like
my
Bernie Mac and like
Right.
Patrice O'Neal, I love them to death, but it's
Right.
like Norm Macdonald was like, he's on there because he influenced me.
so my personal, the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that you looked up to as your leaders,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
the politics of comedy. You know what I'm saying? That's just those are the 3.
So you got Dave and Kevin.
Right, Dave, Kevin. I said,
Did you say someone else too?
I did. Eddie Murphy. Thank you.
Alex, the man.
And then Alex the man. Alex is right on time. He on it,
I'm
man.
telling
Shout
you,
out
man,
Alex.
He's literally the best. He's better. Than
He ready.
He's
God
the
dang.
best.
But yeah, Dave, Eddie, Kevin, and then last but not least, man.
You got to throw one white guy in there, right?
Well,
I'm joking. I'm
no,
joking.
you're
I'm
not.
joking.
You're not
I'm joking.
wrong.
I'm joking.
You're not wrong. And this is fuck. It's so tough.
I know. I'm joking.
But I can't do that. It's Black
Carrot
History.
Top.
It's Black History Month. You gotta put Martin Lawrence on the Mount Rushmore, man.
Martin. Yeah, those
Martin
are like,
Lawrence.
Yeah, I could see Martin and Kevin like influence.
The reason why is because
Dave.
Martin was so influential to what stand-up comedy was for so many comedians that would be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence was there to give them the platform to be on
He
the
put
Mount
a lot of
Rushmore.
people on. Yeah,
And to see
he put
him
Dave on. Him and both of them.
put everybody on, man.
Yeah.
He put all the kings of comedy
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Def
Yeah.
Jam put everybody on.
Right.
And Martin Lawrence was the person in the back of the Nick Fury
Yep.
in the back collecting Avengers. You know what I'm saying? So I put him on there because of not only his influence in stand-up comedy, but his influence of transitioning from stand-up comedy into Hollywood. And not
so
only
successfully.
not only just from that, but from stand-up comedy, which is the same way you got to put Eddie up there.
Yep.
But from stand-up comedy to TV, successful, then it's a blockbuster film, success, bro. You got to put Martin Lawrence up there, bro.
No, I hear you.
Comedy, legend.
Yeah.
TV show, legend.
Yeah.
Movie, legend, bro. Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy, same thing.
That's why I want to throw Jim Carrey a little bit on there too, because like Jim's movies too were like.
But Jim didn't have the stand up to back that up.
I mean, he started doing stand up. That's how.
But he
Wayans
did impressions
him.
though.
Yeah, true that.
He did Bill Clinton impressions.
He did Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. But he was never like a. Now I'm not saying he was never like a pure. I don't know his stand up.
No, but he was definitely more of like. Him on Living Color and sketch
right.
and shit
But
he
was always a sketch.
Yeah, performer. But that's why we were talking about stand up comedy. But, we got a couple more here. Pull them.
Let's see. Favorite Winter Olympic sport?
Ooh, hockey.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It just became bobsledding recently.
Bobsledding.
Yeah,
because the girls got the
yeah, that's the reason.
I knew it. Hey.
Oh man,
I knew it. I was looking too. I mean, where are they? These fucking Norwegian women. Where are they finding them?
Where they came from, man?
The goddamn
the Amazons
up in the heavens. They go to the tallest mountain. They just find.
If you watch them with Ray-Ban glasses on, you can see their angel wings.
Hey, you know what? Fuck hockey. What am I talking about? Hockey.
Yeah. Bobsledding, man, is just my favorite winter sport at this moment.
Brittany sledding, as you call them, fucking goddamn.
Right? Yeah. Keisha sleddings, Brittany sledding.
Yeah. What are they doing out there?
Naomi.
Yeah. I saw there was that one girl who was like a fucking great runner, and then she was like, I'm going to change to bobsledding because I can fucking just yam it.
Bobsledding is what's in right now.
You're right.
You know
Fuck the Summer Olympics. The Winter
Olympics.
Same
reason why you watch volleyball.
Yeah, Winter Olympics is where it's at.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter Olympics for surely. But if I had to say second, it would definitely be hockey. I grew up on watching hockey. I never could play that shit.
Yeah, I mean.
Fuck, I couldn't. I stayed for shit.
Go Pens. Obviously, I remember watching speaking about the Olympics, I'll never forget, I'm in high school. We're at this girl I grew up with, who she's from Canada, but she like lived in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And so her dad, we go to the thing, we go to her house, we're all watching the game, and it's a gold medal game, USA, Canada, and fucking goes to overtime. And fucking Sidney Crosby, who's, legendary Penguin, fucking Pittsburgh, he fucking gets the golden goal for fucking Canada in overtime. And it was just like, so deflating because the USA lost, but it was like if anyone was going to beat him, it would be Sid. So
you know what I remember? Cool. I remember the first time I was watching the Mighty Ducks and the V didn't work.
Dude,
that was my my story to match yours.
Did you see? Was it Keenan that was at the thing with holding the Mighty Ducks fort? Yeah, I was gonna say that's your boy.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Kenan Thompson. He's actually one of the first. When we were talking about down to earth, approachable celebrities. When you think about Keenan's success,
right,
and someone that shouldn't be as approachable,
been in it forever,
man. Be able to talking to him in the green room at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Vegas, man. Life changing, so approachable, and once again, like you said, you don't approach him like a fan, you're trying to get something from him.
Yeah.
Like it was a natural conversation that we had. You know what I'm saying? Where I didn't get personal. We're just having a conversation, and in that he was able to give me advice
for
naturally.
Sure. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Comes out.
Exactly. It came out in a natural flow. And it was so dope because I've been a big fan of Keenan my entire life, bro. Good Burger, Mighty Ducks,
Good Burger,
all that.
My favorite.
Come on, man. You can't lose.
Keenan Kel.
Yeah, Keenan Kel. And then on SNL. He's been on SNL for the longest running. Cast member.
I was just talking about it. We were talking about Keenan the other night. I think because of the Mighty Ducks thing. And then I was like, my boy Kel was like.
And then because of Keenan, and Keenan Presents, which has allowed me to have my opportunity, to work with SNL and whatnot. So, a lot came from Keenan.
From just being a cool dude.
Yeah, just being a cool dude.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for all the opportunities he's ever given any comedian to experience SNL like that. It's a really big deal. Man, it's dope.
It's dope. I love that.
Yep.
I think we got two more. So one for me, one for you. Best weed movie. Ooh.
Oh, easy.
What is yours?
Friday. Come on, man.
I think mine's How High.
And I'm not even gonna go Friday the first one. I'm going next Friday. That's right. Craig and Day Day. That's where I'm taking it. Y'all can argue with me if you want to.
Mine's got to be How High with Method Man and Redman.
Damn it!
Yeah. I mean, come on. That's the best. That's the best.
You know the reason why I chose next Friday? Because I wasn't supposed to watch that movie. That's why. I had to watch that movie in fragments.
Yeah.
I had to watch 45 minutes of it a piece before school at my Aunt Phyllis' house.
Oh yeah, you were too young.
Yeah, I was too young. My mom used to make me walk my little cousin to school. We went to the same school, same elementary school, and I was like a couple years older than him. So, defend him from bullies.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah, big bro.
Yeah. So I would go to my Aunt Phyllis's house in the morning, and then I would walk with my little cousin to school. And but before he would even wake up, my mom would drop me off dumb early in the morning. So I would just be in the basement watching movies, waiting for him to get dressed and all that shit. And man, my Aunt Phyllis was, first off, my Aunt Phyllis was like a raw aunt, man. Like when you think of like a
real woman,
you think of like a hood aunt that goes to church. That was my Aunt Phyllis. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't fuck around.
Goals in her teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Crock pot, that type shit.
Yeah, woman.
Yeah, but her movie collection was always a whole bunch of hood movies, man. And I didn't have that at my house. My mom didn't allow a lot of hood stuff when I was that young.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was experiencing all these hood movies for the first time. And next Friday, outside of even seeing Friday. You know what I'm saying? But next Friday was one of the first ones I watched like illegally in the basement, in the shadows.
Playing the...
Not high.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was my favorite weed movie before I started smoking weed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it sticks out. But How High, damn, man. That's definitely got to be right under that.
Yeah, because everyone usually says Half Baked, but How High is... like that movie makes me laugh like... It's too hard.
For sure. And shout out to Half Baked too, but Half Baked has never been the one that like Half Baked is like, I know that's a weed movie made to just be
it's crazy how good
weed.
of an actor Method Man is too, like in The Wire
right.
and shit. Like he's so good in shit, bro. Like,
dude, in Power.
Yeah, Power. He's
good. Doing some really big things.
Yeah,
and
he can act his ass off, bro.
Yeah, man. He's one of the best rappers transition to actors that's doing it for sure.
Like, and he's in like some legendary shit too.
Legendary. Playing the role like a mug too.
Last one, man. Here we go.
I think it's on you.
Oh no, you got it.
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, it's on you. Best weed movies I pulled, so this is you.
You're
the guest too. You pull it.
I almost pulled the hat thing out of it.
No, yeah, take it off.
Ha! Is this you, Alex? You wrote these? Yeah. Shout out to Alex, man. New Epstein files released.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ. We've learned a lot, man. I'll tell you one thing. Fuck Threads. Threads is just Jesus Christ. Threads hates everybody, man. Threads is putting people on this Epstein list and ain't even on the list.
Bro, I've been doing a new joke about it just in the last 2 days. I'll just do it on here because fuck it. So, I mean, I won't do the actual bit, but basically what the bit is that, like, the worst thing to actually come out of the Epstein files, though, like, actually was the Bill Gates shit. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah.
Bro, his shit is crazy. And then so on top of everything, he apparently, like, he got these 2 Russian hookers from Epstein, got an STD from him, and then hit up Epstein, was like, yo, you gave me some bitches with like STDs. So
talking like rappers.
Yeah, so he's like, I think I gave it to my wife, so you got to send me some fucking pills to like slip in her drink so she doesn't know I gave her an STD, right? And literally, like, Epstein said no, he didn't do it. Yeah. And Bill Gates banned him on Xbox Live. Did you see that?
That's hilarious, dog.
Dude, because everyone's talking about how he got banned on Xbox Live, and I'm like, that's definitely his rebuttal. He's like, he wasn't banned until he didn't give him his pills, and then he...
To think that we have a president where things like this are even a thing.
Oh, bro, we're living in the craziest
it's
time.
like a fucking video game.
We are living in the... I've been talking about that lately, too, on stage, about how I'm like, dude, bro, it's the end game, but we're just pretending it's not. Like, it's like, bro, they've been sitting on these nukes now for about 80 years. They haven't dropped them. One's dropping soon, bro. I don't know where, when, but I'm telling you, they've been sitting on these things for too long. Someone's dropping one soon.
The fact that Trump got kicked out of office and then got reelected.
Yeah, they were like...
That's like getting fired.
And that's another thing is, like, you know how bad of a job the person has to do to get the guy who got kicked out back? Like, bro, come on, bro. You got to get someone better.
And then not only did he come back to the job, he did a worse job than the first time.
Yeah,
man.
it's like...
Caused way more damage. You let a dude that was stealing
all over
get his job back, come back and burn the whole Burger King down.
He's all over the Epstein files, too.
Of course.
Bro, it's really... We're in the end game.
If you're
like
president,
the Avengers, but no one's acting like it.
If your president's beefing with Trevor Noah,
yeah, bro, you got a problem.
We got a problem, bro.
Yeah, we got a couple problems actually. But yeah, that Epstein shit, bro, it is like demonic, bro. It's like it's like demonic, bro.
It's sick.
Yeah, it's like they're sick in it. Like,
it's crazy. All this shit's coming out right now too, because you got P Diddy situation.
Yeah,
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
It's all in one. Yeah.
You had first of all, you had the Me Too movement already, exposing all
Like
this
the Harvey
shit.
Weinstein and Bill Cosby and that shit.
Yeah, and then you had people in the industry getting taken down for it, and of course, here comes P Diddy with the BS. You know what I'm saying? Now we finally got to take a peek at the Epstein files,
And that shit is demonic.
and
bro.
that shit is
Like that's like on a different level. Like they're fucking like doing like satanic shit.
Dude, there was a movie. Blink Twice. Have you seen that?
No.
Channing Tatum is the main character in this movie. And this is a very scary connection.
Yeah.
Dead ass, bro. Scary connection between that film and what we saw in the Epstein files. Because if you remember, what we saw in the Epstein files was rich white men chasing women around the house. Young girls.
Yeah.
Right? Drugging them up.
Doing
Pictures,
crazy
photos.
shit. Yeah.
Of them chasing. This is before the Epstein files just got released. Whenever they got released, this movie came out X amount of years ago. Now, obviously, there's nothing on the creators. The fact that they can produce something that predicted this in the same essence as The Simpsons does, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the movie Blink Twice was about these women being taken to this fucking island where they were being drugged, and abused, and R word and all that stuff, and they were given this drug that would make them forget about what happened. They forgot about it so intensely that they would fly back to wherever they were from, and then the same guys would come back and do the exact same thing to get them to come back to the island, and then make it.
It's called Blink Twice.
Called Blink Twice.
Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? Stanley Kubrick.
That's one of those.
They killed
movies.
his ass over it, bro.
Yeah.
They killed before the movie came out. They put it out and they edited the whole thing, re-edited it. But it's literally about these like sick cults.
Yeah,
with
man.
Fucking Tom
Vanilla
Cruise.
Sky.
Yeah. It's like Tom
Yeah.
Cruise and Nicole Kidman, I think, are in it. And it's, dude, it's disgusting. It's like, but it's crazy. Like I said, it's wild now that we're in the time where it's
the
like
devil's advocate.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, they talk about it a lot.
It just we're living it now, which
Yeah,
is crazy.
man.
It's like hey, there's a lot to say on stage now. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot,
but
and
there's a lot of sick shit going on in this
and
world.
it sucks, man. Back when we were young, stand-up comedy, the worst thing that was going on was Michael Jackson scandals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah.
like the worst. And they still made it funny without making it like evil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we're dealing with we're in a world where our world leader is involved in some of the most heinous crimes of all time.
Yeah.
And y'all let them. Not only that, but it's kind of like, what's sad about this for real? It's damn near like when you hear about someone being let out of prison that shouldn't have been let out of prison, or getting off on a technicality, and then they go out and do something worse.
Yeah, right. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? They let you off on a technicality for assault on this little girl.
It's one of those things. It's like fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Fool me twice.
And then they go out and you find out there's one in the trunk of the car.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, man.
Shame on you, I meant to.
And honestly, you gotta blame. It's, as a country, it's our fault because we allowed it to happen. That's why it's so important that if you have the ability to vote, you should go out and vote for real. And now we know that for any time that we choose a president.
I like how this is our last question. We got it so serious on it. Like,
No, but for real.
But
it's
no, I know,
important.
but I'm like we.
You want to have a lot.
This is a tough last pool.
It's a good last pool. It's funny that we pulled that one last because there's no humor behind it a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard to laugh at something like that, even though there's jokes material that's going to come from it. You know what I'm saying, that we can use.
Well, I think the world we need it right now. Like
they do. We
everything's
do
so
need
serious,
it,
bro.
And you got to be able to combat it with material that still has class to it.
Well, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is like if you have actually a joke to make, that's like the best part. But like people go up and they just want to talk about something. You know what I mean?
Going up there and talk about is not what you're looking for in a comedy room.
No, it's not.
It's a very tender subject. You gotta be, even on a podcast like this. I don't want to ever say anything that puts anything about your platform at jeopardy.
No. I think we've been real graceful.
Oh yeah, real graceful. Honestly. But I know that the Epstein files is touchy for some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying.
But also, I'm glad that we have it on the subject.
But I'm glad that that's a dope ass subject.
We're filming this on Tuesday the 3rd, so it just happened like literally.
Amazing, perfect topic to end it on, for real. But at the same time, like I said, man, we're living in a world where our world leader is involved in something like this, which is the craziest thing to think, that someone that makes the decisions that affect the entire country is involved in some bullshit like this, man.
Yeah, but it's scary times, bro.
Yeah, man, and it even goes to show fucking who else? The other billionaire. How am I forgetting? How am I dropping his name right
Musk?
now? Yeah, Elon Musk in there, bro.
Yeah, he's in there too. Yeah,
It's-
begging to go to the island.
It goes to show you just what people who have that kind of money.
He's in the DMs begging like he's trying to get on a show.
Yeah, man. So it's like, damn, what level of a ritual did you do?
Yeah.
How did you sell your soul?
How many
to-
followers do we need to get on?
Man, it's like, dude, the billions of
It's
dollars
crazy, bro.
is never worth. Man, it's scary, bro. That's
Yeah.
scary to think that the people who have that much money that have been kind of depicted as that in film have actually reflected that in real life.
Yeah, we got some real life Bond villains and shit.
like literally,
Yeah.
dog. Like literally, man. It's scary.
Well, on that note, you want to plug your socials real quick and your
Yeah,
show?
man.
Yeah, the flappers and shit. coming
First
up?
off, shout out to my boy Augie.
Oh,
You
thanks,
know what I'm
brother.
saying? Shout out to you for
You have a good time?
I did. It's an amazing time. Not only that, bro, it's an informational, educational time, especially in times like this where we get to laugh and then get into some stuff that we need to talk about. So shout out to my boy Augie for having me on his podcast. Make sure you follow him. Amazing comedian, has amazing shows. He sells all this stuff, one of the hardest working comics in the game. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to promote yourself, bro.
Nah, I know, man. Nah, I gotta give it to you first, man.
Thanks,
Comics
man.
gotta give the
Appreciate
gratitude where it's due. So shout out to my boy
Thank
Augie,
you,
man, for allowing me on his platform for real. Make sure you guys follow this podcast.
Thank you.
Like it, share it, comment. It doesn't cost anything to comment. It doesn't cost anything to like. You feel me?
We definitely got some clips too. We'll collab and we'll get them out there. Yeah,
100%. So, but you can always follow me Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Kiljoi, KILJOI_LL. Okay, I have a lot of different pages. A lot of those pages tackle different niches, but that's gonna be my main page and main source of contact. So follow me on there, man. We got some big stuff coming up this summer, some dope content. So make sure you just look out for that. We got some fire comedy shows. We're gonna be going around the country doing some big things, some short films, and some silver screen work as well. So just look out for that. And you know, God bless all of you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Shout out Kill. This was one of the best episodes we've ever had. This is a great episode to come back on. Please follow him. You won't be disappointed. His fucking content is fucking hilarious.
It's not lying. It's hilarious.
We're going to be on a bunch of shit together recently. We'll have this out before then, so March 4th. If you're in LA, Flappers, we're going to be there.
Yep.
Love this guy to death. Guys, love you. Shout out Alec on the ones and twos over there.
Shout
Sense
out
of Humor
Alex.
TV. Follow me at Augie D Comedy at Sense of Humor TV. Love you guys. Bye.